Hello, everybody. I believe that we are live, and yes, we are. Hello, everybody. My name is Harry Rice. I review games for the Montreal Canadiens. Tonight, we played an absolute barn burner of a game. We played the Toronto Maple Leafs. We were in I was going to say the American Airlines Center. We were not there. We were not in Dallas for this game. We were in the Air Canada Center in Toronto, and oh God, let's just get into it. And if you guys got any comments or questions, put them in the chat. Kat, how's it going? Thank you for coming by. Got any comments or questions? Put them in the chat. I will get to them when I can. I want to try and make this quick because, oh boy, this is not going to be fun. The opening lines for the Canadiens were Harvey, Pinard, Suzuki, Armia, Gurianov, Drouin, Gallagher, Pitlick, Evans, Hoffman, Pezzetta, Tierney, Ullinen, Matheson, Barron, Edmondson, Weidman, and Johnathan Kovacevic were on the blue line for the Canadiens. Sam Montembeault gets a start because he is our starter, and Caden Primo backs him up as he is our AHL starter right now. Are you tired, Harry? You sound tired. Kat, I am a bit tired, admittedly. I woke up a bit early today because we celebrated Easter, and also, just generally tired. Didn't like the Canadiens winning tonight. I almost fell asleep at least 3 different times. By the way, if you guys can let me know how's the stream look, how does it sound, all that'd be appreciated. Thank you very much. At least Arizona scored in the final minute and 1 in OT, so we're back to 5th last. That's nice. Hell yeah. Gabriel pissed Florida one. I don't care about Florida's pick anymore at this point, honestly. It's likely getting traded. It seems like we're probably going to try and trade it for another Kirby Dach-esque player. For some reason, I could see maybe Dustin Wolf or Philip Zadina. I'm hoping not Philip Zadina. Dustin Wolf would be nice, but we'll see. Tkachuk scored the game-winning goal in the final minute. Well, thank you, Matthew Tkachuk. I actually like Matthew, and hopefully that means that we get Dustin Wolf a little bit sooner with that pick. The opening lines for the Maple Leafs, Maple Chokes were, I don't care about the pick either anymore. I just hate Florida. Oh, Gabriel, I get that 100%. I like Florida, actually, so for me, I'm just like, all right, cool. If they make the playoffs, I hope they go in the long run. But obviously, I'll be fine if they get eliminated or don't make it because we have their pick. But again, the opening lines for the Maple Leafs were Bunting, Matthews, Marner, Tavares, O'Reilly, Nylander, Kerfoot, Achari, Simmons, and Aston Reese, Kemp, Lafferty, McCabe, Hall, Giordano, Liljegren, and Gustafson, Shen were on the blue line. So Morgan Riley, a healthy scratch because it's best to keep your best players healthy scratches when you get to the end of the year when there's nothing to fight for, which explains why Auston Matthews was in the lineup tonight. Also, because if they lost today, Buffalo would have a better... That is true, Gabriel. That is true. Buffalo did win today, though. Buffalo did win today. I want to say that Buffalo's chances actually reduced playoff odds because, I want to say that they did reduce. So making the playoffs, Buffalo now has their chances are slim. 1.2% right now. Florida is now at a 68.4% chance of making it into the playoffs. Every team, by the way, is pretty much guaranteed except the Islanders, Florida, Winnipeg, Pittsburgh, Calgary. Those are pretty much the wild card races. And again, Nashville in the West and Buffalo in the East. That sucks. Love to see Ottawa officially being eliminated because why would Ottawa even be in the playoffs? Honestly, as soon as the season started, their percentage odds should have been at a 0% because that's kind of where they belong. Ilya Samsonov gets a start for the Maple Leafs with Matt Murray, the lesser Matt Murray, currently injured, and Jet Alexander backs him up as the emergency backup goalie, the E-Bug, for tonight. Before the game, this is the 80th game, the last Habs versus Leafs of the year. We next play, by the way, I believe it's Tuesday and Wednesday. I'm going to look it up real quick just to be sure. It's Wednesday and Thursday, actually. So we playing today. We now have 4 days off. Technically 3 because Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday. So we have those off. Again, boys, I might try and do a stream on one of those days. I'm not 100% sure yet. There's a possibility. I do have a lot of Sim League stuff to do right now, so I'm going to have to try and get through a lot of that. However, like I said, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, one of those days, maybe I'll do a 2-3 hour stream, do some gaming, maybe. Who knows? Maybe I'll do some PPS's PP and try to speedrun some UFC Undisputed 2000. I think it's 2009 is on that one. Maybe I'll load up my PS2 and try and break my own world record for NHL 05 goal percent. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. We'll see. Buffalo has 4 games remaining. Everyone else has 2. Both wildcard spots are up for grabs. So Buffalo somehow wins all 4 of the next games. One team loses one or maybe both. They can make it. Definitely still highly unlikely. Gabriel, don't worry about talking about Buffalo. Honestly, if Buffalo makes the playoffs, I will cover Buffalo. Genuinely, if they end up making the playoffs, I would want to cover them. Granted, they do take on the Bruins in the first round, and oh God, more than likely, I don't think they can take that first wildcard spot realistically. But yeah, no, if they, oh my God, I just realized, why is my camera tilted all the way over there? I just realized. There we go. But yeah, no, I feel that. Oh yeah, because I moved my monitor, so that's why I was pointed that way. So yeah. But yeah, no, if Buffalo, like I said, if they make the playoffs, I absolutely would love to cover the Buffalo Sabres because I think it'd be awesome. Even if they're in it for only 4 games, they go all the way to the finals, anywhere in between. And yeah, I think that Buffalo, if they somehow make the playoffs, that'd be awesome, and I'd love for them to get in. If they don't get in this year, I feel like you're almost a lock for next year with how much they improved this year. Hey Harry, just trying to say that don't make Montembeault as unbeatable. Oh my God, you guys are coming in like waves at this point. We just got like 18 different comments. Let's go. But Randy, hey Harry, just trying to say that just trying to say, quote, don't make Montembeault as unbeatable as he every time he gets scored on. You make it sound like every goal he lets in isn't his fault, like he should have a shutout, if not for power play goals or awkward bounces. I mean, to be fair, Randy, a majority of the goals tonight, a massive 5 or 6 out of the 7 goals tonight were awkward bounces and tips and deflections. Tips and deflections are the easiest way to beat a goaltender, but they're almost the hardest goals to actually score because you got to get the perfect tip and you got to get an actual, you got to get open, you got to have the guy find you, whatever. You guys know how goal scoring works. But, tips and deflections, like I said, are almost the easiest way to beat the goaltender, especially how close you're in. Goalie might be expecting a shot, you tip it, it goes another way. Same with just a random deflection. I feel like tips and deflections are almost kind of differently defined. And then power play goals, even then, like, how often can you actually blame a power play goal on a goaltender? Unless it's like just a dump in and it just beats him glove side or whatever, like the Vesatoskala goal, then yeah, you can. David, big shout out, Maple Leafs legend Vesatoskala. But I didn't mean to bring a Toskala now that David's in the chat. I just thought that was the first one I thought of. Could have brought up Cam Ward because I think he allowed a couple of those in his career. But you can say I make it sound like he should have a shutout, but that's the thing is that very often, or at least a decent amount of the time, he honestly could. If we played a half decent defense, if we weren't injured and down like 20 guys a vast majority of the season like we've been, the Montembeault could have probably 4 or 5 shutouts this year. He genuinely could if we played a pretty good a shutout ratio. Not ratio, you guys know what I mean. He could have a pretty decent amount of shutouts this year. If they can beat the Kansas today, they can beat the Rangers in Jersey. In my opinion, who they have next. Yeah, Gabriel. Yeah, I feel like with the Sabres, if they have Jersey and the Rangers next, there's a decent chance. Yeah, they do. They actually play the Rangers and the Devils on the Rangers in Jersey on a back-to-back. So that's going to be crucial. Then they play the Senators and the Blue Jackets on a back-to-back. So realistically, they have a good chance at beating 3 out of these 4 teams. The only team that they'll have trouble against should be the Devils. They should easily be able to hand the Senators their ass. They should easily be able to hand the Blue Jackets their ass. And they should be able to win a tight game against the Rangers. Again, the Devils is the only one that I don't know if they'll be able to win against. And again, if we're looking at the standings, they're, again, 4 or 5 points back, I think. Let me look. They're 6 points back. So if they win 3, they have 6 points. That's the only thing is with the Islanders and Florida, for example, if they win one more game, that kind of eliminates Buffalo, basically, because 93, Buffalo, again, would have to get to 93 wins, Jesus. 93 wins in 82 games. That is unheard of. They're somehow going to break a record and miss the playoffs. No, but they have to get to 93 points. And if they win the next 4, as long as the Florida Panthers and New York Islanders say they lose their next 2 in overtime, so they get those 2 more points, Buffalo, I believe, would have the tiebreaker based off wins, I believe. So that would be crucial for them. The Sabres absolutely have to hope that the Florida 6-game winning streak comes to an end and the Islanders 2-game winning streak comes to an end. And also that the Pittsburgh Penguins don't keep winning like they've won again 2 in a row. That is the thing with Buffalo is they absolutely need to win the next 4, and they need to kind of need to win in, if you will, or hope that teams lose out again. That's pretty much what they have to do. Yeah, is it possible? Definitely. Is it probable? Not really. It's possible, but not really probable. Yeah, it's probable, but not really possible is what I mean. I think I got that. I think I got that backwards. Yeah. Hey, David, how's it going, man? Happy to see you in the chat. Randy, I wish I can get you on stream as well. Again, I do these ones with just the webcam. Who knows? In the summer, or not probably not in the summer, but like in the next week, once we get the like the Streamlabs stuff set up, I could probably have you on for a stream or two or something like that. Like that'd be sick. I think that'd be awesome. Have a bit of debate on Montembeault or just the Habs in general, I guess. That'd be fun. To be fair, agree on most goals, but Monty does give a lot of long shot goals or goals in the slot, which are stoppable. I mean, to be fair, Randy, with a lot of the long shot goals that he allows, how many guys are screening him in front? There's like 6 guys that seem to be screening him when there's a long shot goal most of the time. Occasionally, yeah, there's the one that he gives up that's terrible. But how many of those long shot goals has he been screened in front of? And yeah, the goals in the slot, like sure, yeah, those can be stopped. But look at who he's getting scored on. Auston Matthews, which is probably the only goal that you could argue again, I think. Which again, I think that you could argue I think you could argue was the only real bad goal he allowed. But even then, if Pizzetta had fucking slashed and broke Matthews' hand like he probably should have done there, they wouldn't have been in that scoring situation. They wouldn't have been in the goaling situation, of course. No, but the scoring situation there. But yeah, like look at who the people look at the players that are scoring on him in those slot area and those slot chances. It's a lot of rebound goals that he gives up as well, which you could argue, okay, if he controls his rebounds. But you also got to keep in mind that when he doesn't, the defense has to be there to be able to clean up for Montembeault when he isn't able to control those rebounds. As much as people defend him, I don't see professionals like NHL GMs rushing to go get Montembeault as their backup. Well, Randy, first of all, they know that Montembeault is our starter. And also, second of all, how do we know that we want to trade Montembeault? We clearly like Montembeault. We clearly like Montembeault as our starter and our probable future starter in probably next season and 2 seasons, 3 seasons from now. He's probably our starter until we really get contending. And who knows, maybe he develops into the point where he is a legitimate starter in the NHL and not just a pretty good stopgap starter. Who knows? But here's the thing. Like you can say, as much as people defend him, I don't see professionals like NHL GMs rushing to go get him as their backup. But you also got to keep in mind, Randy, you could have said the same thing about Darcy Kemper 4 years ago when he was in Arizona. When he was in Arizona, people were not rushing to say, Darcy Kemper is a great goaltender. I was one of the few people saying that Darcy Kemper is a legitimate starter in the National Hockey League. Most people were kind of like, Kemper, yeah, he's a backup, he's whatever at this stage. And, you probably would have said the same thing, Randy. He's like, people aren't rushing out to get him as their backup. What does he do? He goes to Colorado and wins a Stanley Cup. Now, I'm not saying Montembeault is going to be the next Darcy Kemper because Darcy Kemper is a great goaltender. I genuinely really like Darcy Kemper, and I think has the potential to be a top 10 goalie in the NHL. It sucks that he's like 31 at this point, and he kind of spent his best years in fucking Arizona. But, but you can get the comparison. I think I see Montembeault as a Kemper light. I think Montembeault will be a very decent starting goaltender if he's given that opportunity, which I think he will be next year. I don't think Allen has shown nearly as much as he should have. But then again, as well with that, if you're going with that mindset, Randy, I would counter with, you don't see professionals like NHL GMs rushing to get Allen as their third string goaltender. I would counterpoint with that if we're trying to go off that. But again, Kemper to Montembeault. You didn't see people rushing out to get Kemper until teams went out to get Kemper, if Buffalo were to get 93 points, the max they can get, another team is at 93 points. Exactly. Buffalo would go ahead because they'd have more wins. Exactly, Gabriel. I was typing that when you said that. Who's the upper hand for the last playoff spot? I got to load up the standings again, Randy. Wild card. There we go. So for the wild card in the East, currently the upper hand is with Florida and the Islanders. both with 91 points. These three teams, by the way, all have 80 games played. Pittsburgh is 1 point behind with 90. Then it is the Sabres with 85. They're the only team that's left in it because they have 2 more games remaining on Pittsburgh, the Islanders, and Florida. Again, like we were talking about, if they get 93 points and say Florida or the Islanders, whichever's in the second wildcard spot, say only gets 1 more win and ends with 93 points, the Sabres more than likely get in if they win all 4 because they have the upper hand on wins, I believe. I believe that's what they would go off of. So there's that. In the West, it's kind of all settled except for that second wildcard spot. Seattle has clinched the first wildcard. They will take on the Dallas Stars. I believe it'll be the Dallas Stars in the first round. It could be the Colorado Avalanche or the Minnesota Wild because Dallas has 3 games left. Colorado has 5 and Minnesota has 4 left. So that race is still kind of fluctuating. I think Colorado could very well get there, and if they do, rip Seattle, unfortunately. But the second wildcard spot is currently between Winnipeg, who has 91 points, Calgary with 89, and Nashville with 88. One of those 3 teams is likely going to be the team that gets into the playoffs. Nashville, I think you can almost eliminate them basically because they need to win 2 guaranteed games, and they lost their last game. And if they had, they'd put them at 90 points, right above Calgary. For me, I'd say it's between Winnipeg, Calgary. There's a slim chance Nashville gets that spot, but to me, it's between Winnipeg and Calgary at this stage. So, yeah. Ooh. I just read that. Don't lie, we'll debate. Yeah, Randy, I would absolutely debate you too, man. I would absolutely debate that. I would absolutely debate you. We would have to set aside like a stream just for that because I wouldn't want to disrupt the gaming stream. Like during, like, say, one of the first gaming streams, we can talk about that and say like, oh, good to go this day, blah blah blah. Like we can set that up during like a gaming stream. That'd be sick. Randy, no, again, I'm not blaming it on like the screen because again, like I'm using YouTube's built-in streaming service, so I can't, not streaming service, you know what I mean? Like they're built-in streaming, so I can't like I would rather not like hold the phone for like an hour and a half in front of my mic. With Sporty, I know he's only gonna be on like 10-15 minutes. So with someone like you, for example, Randy, because I can also probably clip that and put that out as like a video if it's only like part of like a bigger stream or whatever. For example, like I'd much rather be like, oh, here's a highlight stream of me and a subscriber's debate about the Habs or something. I'm assuming it's not just going to be about Montembeault, but yeah. I just saw a draft ranking that had Dvorsky at 32. Gabriel, that is criminal. I would say the latest he goes is probably around 20. I see him around a 10 to 20 spot, though. Yeah, exactly, Anzi. At least fans can laugh now, but soon it'll be our turn to laugh when they're eliminated in 7 games in the first round by the Tampa Bay Lightning. Randy, I'll take a bet as well. 3 seasons from now, I will absolutely take a bet. Gabriel, yes, I did see that as well. I forgot to mention that before the game. Lane Hudson is going back to school next year, apparently. We will not see him, it seems. I think after his college year ends, he technically could sign his ELC. I doubt we'd sign him next year just because we probably want him to develop as much as he can. So I'd assume it's the year after that. I'd assume 2 years from now is when we sign Lane Hudson and get him into the lineup for probably the last couple games of the year. Who knows, though? Maybe after next season, we look at him and say, hey, he's NHL ready and sign him for opening night. Who knows? I'm one of the few that saw Kemper as a good goalie when he was in Minnesota. Yes, I forgot he was in Minnesota. Genuinely forgot about that. Zach, I wouldn't say good game, but game, Zachary. Game. I see that you have quite a few post streams of Habs playing pathetic over. Yeah, Randy. I mean, granted, it is the last final stretch of the season, of the regular season, so a lot of teams are playing that playoff style hockey at this stage, and the Habs have been very battered. But still, I don't think that's a really viable excuse for the Canadiens playing like shit. I don't think. Flames down 2-0 to the Canucks. Well, yeah, because of the Flames. They'll fucking come back and win like 7-5 or something somehow. Knowing them, they'll somehow pull that off. Do a pre-post stream debate before a playoff game. Randy, I love the confusion, and I love that. Oh, Zachary, I'm pretty sure you said Montreal was not beating you in the playoffs either, and look what happened, my guy. The fact Hudson wasn't even a Hobie Baker nominee was criminal. Yes, it is, Gabriel. He should have been over both Knives and Fantilli. I absolutely think that Lane Hudson exploded for offense in his rookie year, too, I'm pretty sure. If you ask me, I would absolutely 100% have put Lane Hudson there. And I think he should have won it 100%. He absolutely should have. Yeah, right. Yeah, exactly, Enzi. Yeah, there you go. Yay, Dan, how's it going, man? Thank you for coming by, my good sir. Apparently, Marty St. Louis was asked to coach Team Canada, but he politely declined because he wanted to spend time. Gabriel, what Team Canada? Are we talking like World Juniors? Are we talking, are we talking World Juniors? Are we talking like the World Cup next year? Because I think it's supposed to happen next year. What type of Team Canada are we talking about? Jets won tonight 2-0 against the Predators. Yeah, Dan. Congrats. Good job. Let's go. I'm confident in my team. Zach, that is very foolish, my guy. Fuck you, Nashville. Hell yeah, NZA. Fuck Nashville. Fuck their fan base too, except Slapshot Jack, because he's cool. I don't know how often he comes by to the streams, but he's cool. I meant playoff game. No, I know, Randy. I know what you mean. Like I know what you mean. A post stream of the playoffs, like before a playoff game happens. I know what you meant, my guy. Because if we were doing a playoff stream for the Habs, waiting for a playoff game of the Canadiens, we'd be waiting a year. So yeah. Pricey was in the building. Yes, he was, Gabriel. I mean, it wasn't super noteworthy. He was at practice, but yeah, he was pretty cool. That was cool to see him in the building tonight. Confident in losing in Game 7, exactly, NZA. U18s. Ooh, really, Gabriel? I kind of like that. But I do respect that he declined because he wanted to spend time with his family. I really like that, actually. I think that's really cool. Woo! Actually, let me look that up and let me see if I can find it real quick. Marty St. Louis, Team Canada coach, because that might come up. Never mind, it's not coming up. All that's coming up is when he signed to become the coach of the Canadiens. 3 weeks ago, 2 days ago. Yeah, but we extended. Yeah, no. Yeah, so there's nothing for some reason. It must have been one of those things. Oh, I forgot to close the Habs Toronto recap that I had open before the game. But yeah. So yeah, Leafs in the opening minute pressure. O'Reilly was in the lineup. He was playing good in the opening minute. Habs go to the PK. Evans is called for a hook on Marner. Leafs press. Not many shots early. They said it during the intermission. Yeah, I had a feeling, Gabriel. I know I saw that 32 thoughts that they were mentioning Lane Hudson and the injury updates. I didn't notice the St. Louis thing for some reason. I was talking with a family member because we had some family over tonight for Easter. Which, by the way, boys, happy Easter, because we're not going to be live. Actually, we might be live over the weekend, but just in case for some reason I'm not, Merry Christmas. No. Happy Easter to everybody. Happy Easter, boyos. Hope you guys have a wonderful Easter weekend. If you celebrate with family, friends, or you say, fuck that little bunny, I don't want to do anything this weekend, then either way, happy Easter, boyos. GG's Oliver, hell yeah. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to watch tonight. I was working. They always play like this when I work. Well, Oliver, you better hope that you're working during the playoffs then, especially during the first round. You better hope that, my guy. Leafs press, like I said, there's not many shots on the power play. Tavares' shot goes wide. Gustafsson tries to be a one-man show. Habs are 1-for-1 on the PP, as I put, but they were 1-for-1 on the PK. Leafs then press. Habs were not able to get anything in the early stages. Leafs were fast as we approached 5-0. Shots were 5-0 Leafs, 6 minutes. Leafs go to the power play again. Justin Barron is called for a high stick. And Leafs open the scoring. Marner with his 29th goal of the year. Good pass. Tried to find Matthews, but the pass gets back to him. It's a weird bounce. The first of many today. Habs are now 1-for-2 on the PK tonight. Habs try to push, but the shots are 8-0 Leafs with 9 to play in the first period. They were absolutely dominant in the early stages. Habs didn't get their first shot. There's a nice one from Pitlick. 2-on-1 shortly afterwards. Pitlick is just shooting wide of the net. Rem Pitlick will not be in the NHL next year. Leafs try to push again. They were getting the better of us. Leafs pressure. The shots were 9-1 a minute later. Fun fact, the only game they've lost while I work was Game 7 against Tampa. My good luck charm doesn't have the power to rival the curse. Unfortunately, Oliver, that is the case. But hey, who's to say you can't work during games 1 through 6 and that maybe avenges the curse? Who says the curse isn't Game 7, isn't just the playoffs, but just Game 7s? Think about it. How many times have the Leafs lost a series without making it to Game 7 recently? Exclude the Columbus series because technically Game 5 was like a Game 7. But just think. Who's to say? And ignore the Montreal series when they lost as soon as they lost John Tavares. Because, yeah. But actually losing the final score of Game 7. When was the last time they lost a series that wasn't Game 7? Think about it. Just won in 2017. Oliver, 27. Oh, yeah, 2017. Yeah, they lost in 6. I forgot about that. But think about it. They made the playoffs and rushed the rebuild. They rushed the rebuild and made the playoffs. Seeing a lot of people saying Florida will have the hardest final games, but they play the Canes and Leafs who will have. But Gabriel, keep in mind, that's also the thing. I don't think the Canes will have half their lineup out. I think the Canes would be one team that would keep, I think, most of their regulars in the lineup solely because they're playing this playoff hockey. They want the guys, they want their team to keep playing this way into the playoffs and not kind of lose a bit of the momentum that they might have had. Leafs, I definitely think will be a bit easier compared to usual, again, because they will have the regulars out. I don't expect Matthews to play game 82. I don't expect Marner, Nylander, Riley's probably going to stay on the lineup until the playoffs, I could see. I think these guys are going to miss the final game because, just healthy scratches. Get, I don't know, maybe Bobby McMahon, who's that, like, 6'8", get Curtis Douglas in there. Wait, wasn't Curtis Douglas traded? I think Douglas was traded to Arizona, actually, now that I think about it. Was he not? Yes, he was. He was traded for Connor Timmins. That is a common Toronto trade L. God damn. But yeah, no. Trade back for Curtis Douglas and put him in the lineup. That's all you got to do. No, but I don't know. Like, get Connor Timmins in the lineup because apparently Kyle Dubas hates Connor Timmins. But yeah, no. I do think Florida has, again, a slightly easy schedule. It's the might be tough Hartford Whalers, and then the should be easy Maple Leafs with half their lineup out of the game to rest them for the playoffs. But I will argue Buffalo faces the Rangers, the Devils, the Blue Jackets, and the Senators. Not in that order, but they face those four teams. The Sabres might have the easiest path to the playoffs, excluding the Devils. They might have a wide open shot of making the playoffs legitimately. If the Panthers lose to the Canes, for example, that gives the Sabres a huge advantage. And I want to say that they both play tomorrow, but I am not 100% sure. Let me actually look. What games are going on right now? So the Kings and Avalanche, I might actually watch that. I'm going to watch the Kraken game actually after this stream ends because that's going to be fun. So neither of those teams play tomorrow. The Sabres do play the Rangers, and the Panthers play the Maple Leafs on Monday. So that is going to be massive. And the Islanders do play the Capitals. All those games are going to be on at the same time. So that's going to be fun. Tuesday, the Sabres play the Devils, so they lose one game in hand, unfortunately. Then Wednesday, the Islanders play the Habs. If the Habs can play spoiler, that'd be fun. And Thursday, it is the Devils again. No, wait, not Devils against Capitals. It is Florida against Carolina. That's when the Sabres play the Senators. And then it should be the final day of the regular season. Sabres play the Blue Jackets and the Avalanche play the Predators. So there's a potential that a playoff matchup could be determined on literally the final day of the season. That would be quite fun, and I would like that. Exactly, Gabriel. Buffalo has to win every single game. Unless Florida or the Islanders and or Pittsburgh lose the rest of the remaining games and they just have to win 3 out of 4, they literally do have to win every single game. Or at least win 3 out of 4 with a point in an extra game. And again, hope that Pittsburgh or the Islanders in Florida don't get any more points. Because literally, Sabres lose their next game and Florida and the Panthers win their next one. Pretty much guarantees a Buffalo elimination. And, of course, Pittsburgh is also in there. We're not talking about Pittsburgh for some reason. I genuinely think they could dethrone the Islanders or Panthers. We'll see, though. Oh, God, I got to get back to this game. My voice is going out, and I've been only live for about half an hour. Horvat just dissed the Nucks. Well, Enzi, I mean, to be fair, who hasn't? So, I mean, that's like saying, oh, Jean-Sebastian Diaz dissed the Sabres. Yeah, who hasn't dissed the Sabres before, like, 2 years before last year? Like, for a decade until last year, the Sabres were a goddamn clown show, basically. From, like, 2012, because they made the playoffs in 2011. From like 2012 to last year, or like 2021, it was like, yeah, no, we're the Sabres. We're just going to be the laughingstock of the NHL. And then the Cook said, hey, you know what? We'll take that from you, Buffalo. Go make the playoffs. It's weird because we play the Isles, and I want us to lose because I want the best possible odds. But I also want to win, so Gabriel, the way I see it, I would much rather we win so Buffalo has a better chance. Of course, that game might not even mean anything because by the time we play the Islanders, Sabres might already be eliminated, which at that point, yeah, no, fuck it. We want to win because fuck the Islanders, except for Sons of Liberty because he's goated. But fuck the Islanders otherwise. At that point. But yeah, no. Of course, if the Sabres are still able to win and get into the playoffs, I would much rather beat the Islanders than I would much rather I would much rather squash the Islanders' chances over helping the over helping the Sabres, if that means anything. Of course, we can do both by winning, but you know what I mean. So yeah, shots were 9-1 for the Maple Leafs. Leafs then go to their third power play of the game. That one was actually not a penalty, I thought. It was a Wideman tripping call. Leafs then pressure. Habs tried to clear. We were getting lucky. Bro went from I want to be a Canuck for life to the atmosphere here is better than Vancouver. I mean, to be fair, NZA, that's not really dissing the Canucks. That's not dissing the Canucks. The Long Island has always had a better atmosphere than the Canucks. Because keep in mind, the Islanders have won, 4 cups in the 80s. They've been a playoff team. They're hungry for that playoff spot. Sure, the Canucks would still be loud. They wouldn't be as loud as Long Island, but they'd still be loud if the Canucks were competitive and hadn't traded away Horvat. I wouldn't even say that's a diss on the Canucks. That's just more so a compliment of Long Island and the Islanders, I would argue at that point, though. But Leafs pressure. Habs tried to clear. Again, we were getting lucky. We were 2 for 3 on the PK. And the Leafs scored. Tavares is left wide open in front of Montembeault. Matheson fails to cover Tavares. Edmondson wasn't able to break up the initial passing play. Habs are losing 2-0, and who would have thought that would be the game-winning goal? Even if, Buffalo makes it, they're probably going to lose to Boston, but still it'd be sick. Exactly, Gabriel. It'd be sick to see Buffalo at least make it. Like, I guarantee Sabres fans would be like, you know what? We got swept. But for example, say they get swept. You know what? Hey, if we get swept, I don't care. We made the playoffs. I'm happy about that. Of course, they win. They'll probably be fucking ecstatic and come everywhere, but still, they'll be, if they get swept or lose in 5, for example, they'll be happy. Sabres fans will be happy, and that almost guarantees, I think, that they make the playoffs next year. Exactly, Gabriel. Started watching hockey in 2013. I started watching in 2016, I think it was, the 15-16 season. So yeah, I've never seen them in the playoffs. I've literally never seen the Sabres in the playoffs. I've seen the Canadiens 3 times. I've seen the Senators technically once because I did watch part of their run in 2017 when they lost to the Penguins in Game 7, double overtime. Was not awake for the double overtime. I wasn't sleeping in a motel because that was one of 2 days that we had to spend in a motel because our power was out. Weird, I forget what happened exactly, but it's something I won't forget because Jesus Christ, that motel bed was really comfy, surprisingly. But yeah. No, yeah, no, it is still funny to see the Canucks fans rage for sure, but yeah, no, the way I see it, that's not really a diss, but yeah, no, I do agree, it is funny to see Canucks fans just kind of rage like that. We got a fight off the face-off, pretty much, Pezzetta and Simmons. Simmons fucks up Pezzetta's shit. Genuinely pathetic how much Pezzetta is not able to fight. Seriously, you look at this guy, I posted in my Discord, the Sim League Discord. I posted Michael Pezzetta and Arbor Jackeyes. Their fighting records. I'm gonna see if I can find it right now. Right here, yes. So I found Arbor Jackeye and Michael Pezzetta's fighting records. Keep in mind, this is slightly out of date because I posted this 5 days ago. Pezzetta's had 2 fights since then. Obviously, Jackeye's had none because he's fucking out. Jackeye beat Kahnawake, and this is going off overall fights in the NHL preseason and regular season. This is across the 1 season that Jackeye's played and the 2 seasons that Pezzetta's played. So Arbor Jackeye. Actually, no. We'll start with Michael Pezzetta. So Ryan Reeves, he fought him in his first fight, lost embarrassingly. Lost to Mark Borowiecki, lost to Radko Gudas. Cassian knocked him out. Kahnawake was actually a draw. Eric Branson, he got dominated. Pezzetta got dominated. Beat Connor Mackey, beat Corey Perry, I would argue. Drew Ryan Lomberg, beat Reese Johnson. I think it's Reese Johnson. Lost to Auston Matthews, got destroyed, and drew with Bowen Byram. So the 3 fighters that he beats are not actually real legitimate fighters. And then I forgot who he fought the other night, but he lost that one, and then he lost tonight. So Michael Pezzetta's overall record is 3-8-3. Yeah. And then Arbor Jackeye's fighting record against Mark Kahnawake, he wins. Austin Watson is a win. Cassian is a blowout victory. Beats Mathieu Olivier. Loses to Nick Laurier. Loses to Luke Shen only because really he just kind of lost his footing and kind of got taken down easily. Pat Maroon's a win. Tanner Jeannot's a win. Adam Lowry is a win. Giovanni Smith is a win. Vincent Delorier, I will give him the win because he literally punched Delorier so hard he separated his own shoulder. I will argue that's a big win. So yeah, Pizzetta 3-8-3. Arbor Jacki is 9-2, and I guarantee that would be something like 14-3-1 at this stage. Actually, fine, it'd probably be like 23-1 because Jacki probably would have fought every other game at this stage. He would have fought fucking Michael Pizzetta. Or he would have fought. I would love to see him fight Michael Pizzetta. I'd love to see him kick the fucking shit out of Michael Pizzetta. But, but no, I would like Jacki would genuinely have fought Wayne Simmons tonight instead of Michael Pizzetta. Arbor Jacki easily would have won too. I would argue. Holy, listen to Gabriel. Yes, exactly, man. Listen, yeah, I did see Weidman. What Weidman said on the Leafs playing Jet Anderson. They'll get what they deserve in a few weeks. Exactly, Gabriel. I did see that, man. That was just. Mwah, beautiful. Oliver, yeah, first year of elementary school and the Sabres last made the playoffs. I'm now 2.5 months away from graduating. Goated, Oliver. Let's go. Happy GG's for almost graduating, by the way. Let's go. Was still in kindergarten when the Sabres last made the playoffs. My first year of elementary was the next year. Let's go, NZA. He fought Tom Wilson. NZA, yeah, I don't think I counted that fight. Did I not count the Jacki fight? I didn't count the Pizzetta fight against Tom Wilson. Oh, no, you were telling me. Yeah, you were telling me that was the one fight. Thank you, NZA. I forgot he fought Tom Wilson. Dude, I forgot about that. Clearly the fight was so bad that I just forgot about it. Clearly, that's how bad it was for Michael Pizzetta. Waiting for Habs versus Wild next season. Dude, Gabriel, if we get Wi-Fi versus Reeves, whew. Now, of course, Wild versus Habs, assuming Ryan Reeves does not get traded in the offseason, because apparently every 2 to 3 off seasons, teams are like, hey, you know, Ryan Reeves, we know you provide like a good presence, but like we're gonna deal you for a third somehow. So I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up getting traded. So we have to wait for another team to face the Canadiens for Wi-Fi to face him. Hey Lucas, how's it going, man? Could have seen him this season, but Reeves got traded after he played Minnesota. Unfortunately, he did, Gabriel. Exactly. Unfortunately, he did. I want to see Luch, Wi-Fi, and Reeves all fight each other separately. That would be great. That would be NZA. Lucas, was Reeves not traded to the Wild for a 3rd round pick? I mean, to be fair, he was traded for a first before. Pittsburgh did acquire him for a 1st round pick before. Okay, no, so he was traded from Vegas to the Rangers for a 3rd round pick. And then the Wild got him for a 5th. And then he was traded with Derek Brassard with a 4th round pick to the Golden Knights for Derek Brassard. And then the original traded from the Blues with a 2nd to the Penguins for Oscar Sundqvist and a 1st round pick. So yeah, there's that. So technically, to some teams like the Rangers, he is worth a 3rd. I will argue he probably gets a 4th just because the middle ground. Also, he's not been terrible offensively. 5 goals and 15 points this year. That's not terrible for Ryan Reeves. He's had some weird offensive seasons. Like you look at his coming into the NHL, he came in 6 years after he was drafted in 2011. 4 points in 28 games. The next year, 4 points in 60 games. 6 points in 43 games. 8 points in 63. 12 and 81 with 6 goals, 4 points in 64. So he really likes getting 4 points in the season. 13 points in 80 games. Goes to Pittsburgh, 8 points in 58 games. Is traded to the Golden Knights, 2 assists in 21 games, 2 goals in 10 playoff games. Big shout out, by the way. His 2 of his first 3 career goals with the Golden Knights, he scored 1 in St. Louis back in 2015. Then 20 points, 9 goals, 20 points in 80 games, 15 points with 8 goals in 71 games. 5 points in 37, traded to the Rangers in before 21-22, 13 points in 69 games. Very nice. Stop laughing. 0 points in 12 games, traded to the Wild 15 and 58. So Reeves again has these really weird offensive seasons. Like he'll have decent point every 4 games, it feels like, seasons. And he's not terrible. Weirdly enough, he has that. As a Leafs fan, if Matthews scoring 40 is a down year, I will take that. Slinksy, I absolutely get that, man. Too bad Caulfield's going to be scoring an average of 40 goals a year. And I don't know. I will argue with Auston Matthews, him scoring 40 is kind of the norm. I will argue 60 goal seasons is not going to be the average. Literally, his average is about 40 goals. He came into the league his first year, 40 goals, 34, 37, 37, 47, 41, 60, 39. 40 is kind of the average for his goal scoring totals, which is still pretty good, but still that 160 goal season being the outlier and him following up with basically a 40 goal season, that's unacceptable. And given there's only 2 games left, I doubt he's going to get 10 goals in 2 games. And yeah, Hell yeah. Ryan Reeves point per game next year. Lucas, that would genuinely be the funniest thing in the world, and I'd love it. Quinnipiac wins the national championship 10 seconds in OT. Goddamn, Gabriel. Zach, yes, I did hear you guys beat Nashville. You're on the brink of playoffs. And hell fucking yeah, let's go, Zach. Hell yeah. I don't know who's doing the heart emojis, but fucking thank you. Whoever's doing the heart emojis, I love you and thank you. I'm seeing those goddamn hearts. Whoever's putting them, you're a champ. Keep doing them because I'm seeing them shits pop up. Let's go. Tysh Malanic, or excuse me, T Smilanic. No, Tysh Malanic carried Quinnipiac. He didn't. Quinnipiac. Winnipeg? Is Tysh Malanic on Winnipeg all of a sudden? You and pronunciations. Lucas, it is pronunciations, not pronunciations, by the way. Oh, Zach, let's go. It's me because I love you. Let's go, Zach. I love you too, my guy. No homo, unless you want it to be. But I'm hoping no homo. No, but thank you for the heart, Zach. I appreciate it, my guy. Let's go. Quinnipiac. I'm assuming it's Quinnipiac. I'm assuming it's like that. I'm assuming it's that. Hopefully it is. Quinnipiac. Why are we baking Winnipeg? Why? Let me get back to this game. Oh my god. Habs then finally go to the power play. Gabriel Horvat on the atmosphere of playing in the Long Island late in the season. It's a lot better than Vancouver. I'll give you that for free. Hell yeah. Gotta go, man. But I had to say hello. Have a good night, sir. Salute to you, Tank Commander. Zach, salute to you, playoff battler. Let's go, man. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate it, man. I'll be sure to check out the video later because goddamn, I know you're gonna be excited as all hell. I don't know if the game just ended or what, but hell yeah. Thank you for coming by, man. Much appreciated. Quinnipiac. Bro, what are you, dude? What are you saying? Quinnipiac. Okay, let me Quinnipiac Bobcats. I gotta look up how to say this goddamn name. Pronunciation. All right, I'm turning on Quinnipiac. Okay, I feel like I might have gotten it. Okay, let me practice this real quick. I don't care. We're doing this live on stream, boys. Quinnipiac. If it would give me the goddamn thing, I can easily do that. I'll tell you in VC. No, you don't have to. Quinnipiac. There we go, Lucas. Quinnipiac wins the national championship. There we go. I got it. Google just told me, and Google never lies whatsoever. I just got it, Lucas. Let's go, baby. W. So Quinnipiac. I was saying that the whole time, Lucas. Quinnipiac. It's kind of off. Oh, damn. All right. Well, either way, you'll tell me later in VC, hopefully. Habs go to the power play with 2:20 left in the first period. Too many men against the Leafs. Habs couldn't get anything. Leafs actually have a short-handed chance. I believe it was with Mitch Marner. Leafs are able to clear when they're not trying to score short-handed. But whatever. Thank you, Lucas. We are 0 for 1 on the power play tonight. Bunting out of the box. Gets 4 fucking shots in 2 minutes. He's on a break. Or 2 seconds, not 2 minutes. Jesus. Takes the initial shot. They let the play continue for 2 more minutes for some reason after the final whistle. No, but comes in on a break, gets a shot, and like jams at it 3 more goddamn times before anyone even comes in to try and disrupt it. Shots are 18-1 for the Maple Leafs. And a 2-0 lead after 20 minutes to play. Holy shit. Exactly, Lucas. Average officiating in the Habs Leafs game. Exactly. Like they'll get 3 straight power plays in like 10 minutes, and then we'll get one with like usually like 30 seconds left to fucking to dissipate our momentum from that power play. Be like, hey, you know what? Yeah, you get a power play. You have to score with like 8 seconds though. So like, good luck. You know, it's always some bullshit like that. Exactly, Lucas. Average officiating in the Habs Leafs game, pretty much. Habs try to push early. They can't. Then we score, surprisingly. Johnathan Kovacevic with the goal. Habs are on the board from Matheson Suzuki. Shot makes it 2-1. Overall shots were 18-5 for the Leafs. Habs do get some push, though. Monty tries to push. Wait, what? No one there for the Habs. Oh, Montembeault tries to make a stop. No one's there for the Habs, and on the rebound, it's 3-1. Barron tips the puck past Montembeault. Nylander will get credit for the goal. That sucks. It's 3-1. Bro, now that I think about it, could you do it if Jack Eye beats Scheifele in a fight? I mean, NZA, to be fair, I'm over Mark Scheifele. I don't give the slightest shit about Mark Scheifele anymore. But if they were to fight, that'd be very funny. Then it's 4-1 Leafs. 58 seconds later, Marner with his 30th goal of the year. Hey, Windy City, man. How's it going? Thank you for coming by. Much appreciated, sir. For sure, the first series to watch is the Leafs. If they get bounced in the first round, it'll be epic. Indeed, Randy. Indeed, exactly. It'll be very fun to watch the Lightning actually beat the Leafs and then see Leafs fans cry. Michael Bunting is so punchable. Lucas, that's why Edmondson went after him. Sheldon Keefe is so punchable. Yes, he is, Lucas. That's why Edmondson probably tried to go after him. Habs tried to push. Again, that was just the goal. That was on another really bad tip. Yeah, that just sucked. Habs tried to push. Samsonov actually looked hurt. Well, basically, weirdly, what happened is Samsonov tried to push, and it looked like he kind of jammed his knee. His skate was against the post, and it kind of looked like he jammed his knee. He was slow to get up. Habs have tried to capitalize, but we iced the puck as the fourth line was stuck out there. Understandable. We tried to get Michael Pizzetta off the ice. Unfortunately, wouldn't work at first. Suzuki then has a nice burst, but Samsonov with a barely audible save. There's a real good chance we were trying to capitalize. God, I hope the Bruins don't win again. I get that. Mind you, it'd be fun to watch Connor McDavid, not a generational talent, and the Oilers in the playoffs. But Randy, not really. Given that they're probably going to go out in the first round, probably won't be that fun to watch McDavid other than watching him bitch to the referees all series, like Gretzky. There's a great chance Habs are trying to capitalize. I'm going to be... Oh, God, Jesus. I'm going to be at the United Center for the Blackhawks' final game of the season this Thursday. It could be Windy City. Is it confirmed that Taze is going to be playing? Has he played again yet, or is that going to be like his first and final game of the season? I don't know. He's played a couple games this year, but yeah. Well, Randy. I mean, like to be fair, Randy. Why 150 points? Why so sour? I just don't see much about Connor McDavid. He's all offense. He doesn't have a two-way game. He doesn't play defense. He bitches to the refs all the time. He whines whenever he doesn't get a call. For me, I just don't see McDavid as that big time superstar player that he is. He's good offensively and he's got good dekes, but he's just not a complete player. I don't get how people can say he's the best player in the NHL, the best player in the world, when Sidney Crosby still exists. And when Connor Bedard is also playing hockey. I don't get how people can say that when Bedard is playing again. Fuck Boston, NZA. For the most part, I'd agree with you. Taze is mid. I mean, at this stage of his career, unfortunately, he is. Taze has been playing the last few games. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Hell yeah. Don't need a two-way guy if you're out here. Don't need a two-way game if you're out here carrying your team at 150 points, Lucas. And a first-round exit, indeed. To be fair, who is our superstar player? Well, that would be Nick Suzuki. He's got a legitimate two-way game. Caulfield's the goal scorer on that line. You need a superstar defensive or two-way type of guy to win a Stanley Cup. Patrice Bergeron, Guy Carbonneau. Was Bob Gainey not a real... Actually, no, Bob Gainey is more of a defensive forward, if I can remember correctly. But you get what I mean. You need that star defensive centerman or two-way centerman who can play defensively and get points. Exactly, Lucas. Jake Evans is our superstar defensive forward. Exactly. No, but you need that type of player. Jeff Taze will still be... Oh, yeah, exactly. Taze is still a first ballot Hall of Famer. And genuinely, I hope he's not inducted into the Hall of Fame until Kane retires and they go in together. That's the only fair way for them to go into the Hall of Fame. Who is my superstar player? Randy. My ideal superstar player is probably Patrice Bergeron, a guy who can be pretty good offensively when he needs to be, but is also very sound defensively, wins faceoffs. At least for me, a superstar forward for me would be that type of player. Well, Randy, to be fair, here's the thing. Gordie Howe, from what I've seen and heard from people, is that basically Gordie Howe could play that good defensive game when he needed to. Mario Lemieux at least got physical. Wayne Gretzky needed that little fucking punk bitch Marty McSorley around the ice. And by the way, I will fight Marty McSorley if ever he wants a piece of me. Marty McSorley, I'm calling you out right now. Not Marty McFly, but I am calling Marty McSorley out. If you don't accept Marty McSorley, you admit that you're a bitch and you were wrong in Donald Brashear. Yeah. Fuck you, Marty McSorley. I will fight you whenever. No, but seriously, fuck Marty McSorley. He won't have any fucking stick to high stick me when he wants. But like Gretzky literally needed his fucking goons. He needed to have his goons out there. Lemieux played the physical game. There's a reason he would often go out with injuries and why he was often slashed in the head and slashed in the goddamn hands and out fairly decently with injuries, not just the cancer and the back injuries. There's a reason he was out with injuries because he played physical game and everybody knew they could target him because there was nobody there to protect Lemieux except Lemieux, which is why you had to hit him from behind. You had to fucking shoot Lemieux on the ice to kill him. Basically, that's the only way you could stop Mario Lemieux was by literally fucking shooting him, basically. Harry, you said Crosby's still the best player. That is true. Lucas does like him, so that does automatically make him trash. Sorry, Ovechkin is the best player in the world. Your take is 1% of the whole hockey world. Randy, I will gladly be the 1% that's right then. I will gladly be that 1% that's right. That is true, Lucas. Well, Marty McSorley, the only thing I'll thank you for is that illegal stick that you were using in the finals. Thank you for giving the Canadiens Cup number 24. You're still a fucking idiot though. You have a beef with Edmonton? I do, Randy. I have a beef with Edmonton. It's a shitty place to live. It's a terrible place to play hockey. The Oilers should have relocated to Houston about 2 decades ago. And the only reason they didn't was because they have Stanley Cups, which whoop-de-fucking do. Yeah, I have a beef with Edmonton and Wayne Gretzky because he can never lift the puck. But for me, again, Mario Lemieux was so much better. 1% that is wrong. Cannot wait for that debate. Oh, Randy, again, 1% that's wrong. I was the 1% that was believing in Montembeault last year, and I'm right. I told you guys, me and Talking Habs were in that 1%. We were in that 1% that were saying, hey, look, wait on Montembeault. It's a shitty year. Wait for next season, this year. Or last year talking about this year. Wait until next season. He's going to get better. And what has he done? He's improved tenfold. He's gone from, okay, he's a bit shaky some nights, but he can look good. He can look good and he can play well, to being our starting goaltender over Jake Allen, who has looked like shit since probably November. We were in that 1%, and now we're in the vocal majority. Doesn't matter. We need to draft Gabriel Daig in 2 years. Lucas, I mean, his name is Daig. I'm down. As long as he's not projected first overall and Ottawa is not in the running to get him, I'd be fine with that. Get Randy. I don't travel outside of Quebec. I secretly live in Ottawa. No, I don't travel outside of Quebec, but from what I've heard, holy shit, Jesus. He is actually the next first round goalie. Is he actually, Lucas? Please tell me his name is actually Gabriel Daig and it's not some stupid like Gabriel Diagli or something like that. Please tell me it's like actually Gabriel Daig. I really hope it is. This dude's 16 with an 894 in the QMJHL. Dude might actually be legitimate. 9 and a 3.18 as well. Not bad. For you to have anything below, for you to have anything below like or anything above like an 813 in the QMJHL means you're pretty good because the average score in that game is the average score in those games is what, 9-8, something like that. Habs are in 5th last. Montembeault is not the solution. Wow, Randy, who would have thought Habs are in 5th last because our goaltender is actually keeping us from being fucking bottom 4? Genuinely. Here's the thing, Randy. Allen's not the solution. Montembeault will be part of the solution. Montembeault is also not the cause. Exactly, Lucas. Despite being, bottom of the barrel starter, 906 save percentage. Yeah, he has what, like a 3.04, something like that goes against average. Let me look this up real quick. Actually, I'm talking to you right here. Yeah, a 3.36 goals against average in the 904. But last year, in the same amount of games now, actually, in the same amount of games as he's played last year, he went from a 3.77 and an 891 to a 3.36 and a 904. He's literally doubled his wins. He went 8-18-6 last year to 16-16-3. And keep in mind, last year he got pulled clearly quite a fair bit because he went again from 8-18-6 to 16-16-3. This is a guy that at 26 years old is in a year or two probably going to be hitting his goaltender prime because again, Forwards probably develop about 22, 23. That's when you know what you're going to get. Defensemen, 24 to 25. Goalies, about 26 to 28 is when you know where you're getting out of them. Goalies take a lot longer to develop than forwards and defensemen. So Montembeault, despite what people might be saying, don't want to acknowledge that, yeah, Montembeault is legitimately a pretty decent goaltender. He's been good. Again, a 904. Again, that is with tonight's game being updated. I'm 99. Yeah, 101 career games. Yeah, so he played his 38th game this year. This is with the Leafs game. I guarantee before the Leafs game, it was probably a 905, 906, and that was probably a 3.23 or something like that. If anything, tonight's game hindered him because nobody showed up for him again. Montembeault gets better and better each year with the Canadiens. Granted, it's only 2, but still, he went from, again, okay, he's shaky, he has a couple good games here and there, to, yeah, no, he's probably our starter next year. And next year, don't be surprised if it's, wow, Montembeault looks pretty damn good in net this year. Because we are trusting him. We're giving him the games. That he needs to develop properly and to be that starter. Keep in mind, again, Randy, this is a guy that you're saying is worse than Jake Allen, who, as a reminder, has a 3.55 in 42 games, a 3.55, and an 891 save percentage. He's literally at the level, technically, save percentage-wise, that Montembeault was at last year. So if we're going off that, then Jake Allen is far worse than Sam Montembeault because he is. Genuinely, he is. It's the right way to pronounce it, not something stupid. It's the right way to pronounce it, not something stupid. What do you mean, Lucas? Oh, okay. Oh, okay. I see. Yeah, okay. I'm glad it is Gabriel Dag. I low-key want to get him now just to say, hey, fuck you. We've got Dag on our team. We've got Alexander. Is he related to Alexander, actually, Lucas? Is he related to Alexander Dag? I really hope he is. I know it's like D and then the apostrophe, the AIGLE, but I really hope it's just written differently for some reason. I really hope he's related to Alexander Dag because that would genuinely be the funniest thing in the world. Is there a dude with 7 goals? And yes, there is Salty. That is Emil Heineman, I believe. Jan, going to prepare some debate material and get some sleep. I read that as et. I was like, I'm fucking retarded. No, get some sleep. I'm out. Hey, Randy, thank you for coming by, man. Much appreciated. I hope to see you for that debate eventually. I genuinely think the Habs just stay kind of bad for the next 2 seasons, continue to develop prospects. Yeah, prospects, literally just so we can get Dag in 25. Well, Lucas, I feel like for me, I feel like depending on where you draft him, if he's set to go top 5, avoid him. As much as he might end up being pretty good, I don't want to pick a goalie in the top 5. Unless, again, it's like, say in a redraft, say a Devin Levi or maybe not Dustin Wolf top 5, but say first round Dustin Wolf or like a top 5 of his draft class, Devin Levi or a Carey Price. Unless you're getting that out of Gabriel Dag, if he's top 5, I don't know if I'd want that. But if he's just first round, say top 10 or after that, I think I'd be fine with that. I just wouldn't want to draft him with a top 5 pick. I mean, hell, who knows? I could be completely wrong, and then, I could be completely wrong. Dag ends up going, say, 3rd overall, say the Calgary or Florida, whichever pick that is we have. That pick ends up being pretty good for us, and we end up taking him, and he ends up being fucking incredible. Say he ends up working out really well. Yeah, I'd be fine with that. He might be the next Carey Price. Who's to say? But for me, I'm just a little bit iffy on that. There's a little bit of a risk. I probably would have said the same thing about Carey Price, honestly. When we drafted him, if I were 20 or 25 or whatever in 2005 when we drafted Price 5th overall, I probably would have been, a little bit iffy about taking Price at 5th as well. I probably would have wanted a guy like a Mark Stahl, which means I would have been stupid, but clearly you live and learn, and I'm not stupid. Why do you hate Fantilli? Dude won Hobie Baker. Yeah, Salty Wings over Lane Hudson, who genuinely was better. Also, Adam Fantilli, I don't see his game translating to the NHL. I don't see him panning out at the NHL level, and especially for a guy that was, he could rival Bedard for 1st overall. No. Genuinely, I think when you look back 5-10 years from now in a redraft, people are going to be thinking, how is Adam Fantilli contending for 1st overall? This dude sucks. I genuinely see him being this year's like Lafreniere. Like maybe not to the level because Lafreniere's at least in the NHL. But for me, I don't think Adam Fantilli's going to pan out. Montembeau's legit better than Allen this year. Exactly, NZA. Allen, exactly, NZA. Allen has massively disappointed me this season. Allen, I thought played good last year, despite I think his stats being worse than they were this year. I thought he played fairly good, and he was actually trying most nights. This year, it's the opposite. Montembeau is the one trying most nights, and Allen's just like, hey, fuck it, who cares, you know? Montembeau's ranked 31st overall with 904 save percentage, and again, played less games than Jake Allen. And again, a 904, Randy, if anything, that's pretty fucking good. 31st among every goalie in the NHL. With a 904 for a rebuilding team, that's pretty good. On a playoff contender, that's probably a 915, if not a 920. Monty's played good. Emil Heineman's the next Gretzky. He's goated. I don't know if I'd say that, Lucas. I wouldn't insult Emil Heineman like that. But wait, Lucas, did Laval play again tonight, or are you just going off of? Wow, yeah, he has 7 goals in 8 games and 9 points in Laval. Heineman could get a pretty decent look at the Habs roster next year. I think he's played very good. Genuinely weird that in the SHL, which arguably has more adults from what I can think of, has more like former NHL players. He only had 8 goals and 15 points in 35 games. In 8 games in Laval, he has 7 goals already. Genuinely just beautiful. Actually, no, the AHL. Actually, no, if anything, I should be saying that the AHL has more former NHL players, but like the SHL has a lot of former NHL players. So yeah, that's fun. Randy, 16, 16, and 3 for a rebuilding team. That's pretty damn good. For a team that, again, is bottom 5 in the National Hockey League right now, probably ends up bottom 7. I don't know if we beat the Islanders and Bruins, but for example, bottom 5 team. To be 500 on a team like that, that's pretty good. That shows not only how good Montembeau is, but how shit Jake Allen is, because he's lost a lot more. And if anything, the record should be reversed. If Allen's our starter, he should be the one that's putting up the tied record. He's 500 and we're bottom 5. Get up. Exactly, Lucas. Exactly. Celebre? Who the fuck is Celebre? Harry, don't forget that is true, Lucas. I forgot we do. For a second, I did forget we have Calgary and Florida's picks. I mentioned it a minute ago, but I did forget about that, actually. So, yeah, if we do have those 2 picks, there's a possibility we could take that risk, definitely. I think we could. Will you guys draft Harbel or Milek? Like Lucas said, Thomas Milek would be fucking sick. I'd love to have Thomas Milek on this team. If you give excuses for Monty, Allen was injured during this year as well. Well, Randy, to be fair, again, he's only been injured the past, week? He's only been injured, the past week? It's genuinely hilarious. Just like, really? Like, oh, wow, Allen was injured. I mean, yeah, again, he got injured last week. That's all. Monty played last year perfectly healthy. He's played this year perfectly healthy. Allen played pretty much most last year perfectly healthy. What's the excuse there? Come on. Oh man, this is right off the reservation. Goaltender is always a risk. There's nothing wrong with Gabriel DeAngelo's athleticism. He's great-handed with the puck. He's very technically sound. He SHL is the second best league in Europe. It's also a low-scoring, defensively minded league. No, but Lucas, thank you, man. I appreciate the price memes. And yes, SHL is the second best league in Europe, I believe, behind the KHL. Then I'm assuming. It's also a low-scoring, defensively minded league. I get that, Lucas. And actually, if anything, that's actually done pretty good then. 8 goals in 35 games. It seems like it'd be pretty half decent for a 21-year-old. Fantilli would have. Fantilli would have won 1 in 21 and 22. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's funny, Salty Wings. Thank you for the jokes, man. Thank you. Mackie Celebre. I gotta look up this kid because I don't know much about him. Mackie Celebrini, it might be. Macklin Celebrin. God damn, this kid is doing fairly. This motherfucker's already in the USHL at 16? Dude, 86 points, 46 goals in 50 games. Macklin Celebrini. I see him being a good second liner in the NHL. I see him being a good goal scoring second liner. Consistent 30 goal scorer. I think he's going to be real good. Sporty. The title is misleading. The Leafs didn't destroy y'all. The Leafs simply helped your tank job. That is true, Sporty. Even when the Leafs win, they lose. Come on. Even when the Leafs win, they just lose. We all know this. Macklin Celebrini. I love that name, Sporty. Franchise talent. No. Legitimately, Macklin Celebrini. I think that'll help me. Macklin Celebrini. I see him being a good second liner, consistent 30 goal scorer, maybe a career of 40, 45. I like the kid. Seems like a good second liner. Just looking at his stats, I'll have to look more into him and I guess do some research. Seems like it'll be pretty damn good, if you ask me, though. Oh God, where am I? I think Will Smith would be a perfect fit in Montreal. Keep fucking my wife's mouth. No, I like Will Smith. I think he'd be a pretty good player in Montreal too. Salty Wings. Plus, if we ever go with the customizable, goal songs like Buffalo does, where each player's allowed their own, I would love Will Smith to use Getting Jiggy With It. I would love him to do that, though. Admittedly, that would take away from J.S. Giguère. But then again, who really knows? Will Smith is so fucking good. It comes so much if we draft him, Benson, or Dvorsky. But Lucas, Dvorsky is the next Jacob De La Rose. At least if you're some fucking idiots on Twitter, he's the next Jacob De La Rose. In your defense, I'd rather be more happy with us. I mean, Sporty, keep in mind as well, for me, I much rather the Habs win, just because obviously I'm a Habs fan. I'm fine with a loss, but I would much rather a win. Though I would prefer to lose 2-1 or 3-1, not fucking 7-1. So, yeah. Will Smith is so... Oh, no. It's weird, though, because both are good if you're picking a 5. Exactly, Lucas. Salty Wings. So it's like... I mean... It's kind of just like roll the dice, see who you pick, basically. Exactly, Salty Wings. We are literally filled with AHLers. I mean, what? Yoel Armia. I would say technically Harvey Pinard is still an AHLer, just because he's still played more AHL than NHL. He is going to be a proven NHLer next year. Technically, he's still an AHLer. I would say Michael Pezzetta, Alex Belzile. I like Alex Belzile, but basically an AHLer. Like fucking half our team felt like AHLers this year. Johnathan Kovacevic, I like Kovacevic, AHLer. Corey Sheneman, Caden Primo is the backup. Our team basically was AHLers, so this probably should have been expected, but it would have felt like at least 3 on Ilya Samsonov. So yeah. Jacob De La Rose's go to don't badmouth him. I'm sorry, Lucas. I'm sorry. De La Rose, Habs legend, exactly. NZA. Jacob De La Rose, Jonathan Drouin, passing legend. God, I feel so bad for Jonathan Drouin. Jesus. I don't mean that. No, Salty, I get that. Exactly. Just we've been so fucking capsized by injuries that's like, yeah, no. At this point, we're just icing an AHL team. We're barely even that at this stage, pretty much it feels like. Dude, the fact that having a top 5 pick is honestly the equivalent of having like first or second at the end of the year. Kinda, yeah, Lucas, I agree. Kinda, yeah. God, my fucking throat. I gotta try and stop deep throating before these streams. All right, no. But yeah. Oh God, yeah, where was I? I'm trying to find Samsonov looked hurt, Habs bursted. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I think we're good there. March Simpson, homie. This is what a cornfield looks like. I can't do the Marge Simpson groan or whatever, but what the fuck was that, Lucas? You tell me, my guy. You tell me. But yeah, Sporty, this Habs team is literally perfect for Jacob De La Rose. Honestly, what is Jacob De La Rose up to now anyways? Is he retired from hockey? Is he like playing in Europe? Where the fuck is Jacob De La Rose? Where is he? He's playing in the Swiss League. You know what? If we get hurt next year, I want Jacob De La Rose on this team. Actually, holy shit, looking at his stats, never fucking mind. Holy Jesus fucking hell. Wow. But oh God, yeah. Yeah, okay, sorry. Wings legend, yes indeed, Salty Wings. Jacob De La Rose, Wings legend. He scored what? 1 goal with you guys? 1 goal. Jacob De La Rose, 22-year-old Jacob De La Rose would probably thrive on this team because injuries. Lucas, honestly, keep in mind, instead of getting paired with Jonathan Drouin, who's trying to pass to him so he can score. Yeah, just like genuinely, he doesn't have Jonathan Drouin trying to pass to him so he can try and fucking shoot the puck. He can try and shoot the goaltender. No, to try and shoot the puck. Instead, he has Nick Suzuki and Harvey Pinard, because he probably moved to the right wing. He probably would play pretty decently at 22. Big shout out Jacob De La Rose, by the way. What do you do with the Panthers pick? If we can get another Kirby Dach-esque player out of him, like, for example, say on the right wing, I mean, I don't know, because we have Gurianov and Anderson, and we might move Caulfield back to the right wing. I don't know. But if we can get a Dach-esque player to thrive on the Canadiens with the team, maybe you deal the Panthers pick, depending on where it lands, obviously. If it somehow wins the lottery and jumps, say the Panthers route and wins the lottery, moves up to like 6 or 7, yeah, no, you keep that. But if like the Panthers get into the playoffs and say they're eliminated in, say, the second round, you could maybe trade at that stage. I don't know. Maybe you move down. Maybe you take 2 second-round picks to move out of the first round with that pick. Say it's about 21st, 22nd overall. I wouldn't mind moving to, say, 34 and 43. I don't know. Say those 2 picks are with the same team. I wouldn't mind moving down and using one of those seconds to pick Matvei Michkov, because I think there's a very decent chance at this stage that Michkov falls to the second round, unfortunately, because of the Russia shit. Sporty, thank you for the Marge Simpson. We keep it and draft someone. Anything else fucking stupid? Well, Lucas, again, I don't know, because keep in mind, if you get a Dustin Wolf, for example, say you're able to trade that Florida pick and get Dustin Wolf, I'd be fine with that. More than fine with that. If you trade to get a Milan Lucic, obviously you're stupid because no one's going to trade for Milan Lucic in 2022. But yeah, no, like, again, depending on where that pick lands, I'd be fine with keeping it or trading it. Again, depends on where it lands. Yeah, De La Rose has played in the NHL in 1920 with the Blues. Unfortunately, not the Cup-winning Blues. I don't think he played in the 18-19 with them. I can't wait to call after this. Oh, God, I forgot about the sports. So I can scream about the Sabres. Sabres got a Stanley Cup after not getting eliminated. After not getting mathematically eliminated today. Let's go, Sporty. I can't wait for that either, man. Like wood. I mean, I beat it every day, so I do. So I do like some wood. I do like some good hard wood, if you ask me. Harry, fucking God, you guys are. Oh God, Harry, don't get your hopes up on Michkov. Lucas, he's a future 60 goal scorer if he 50 goal scorer if he comes to the NHL. I want the Habs to fucking get him. I want the. You guys know I love. God, fuck, come on. Don't know if you're much of a no, William. I'm not a massive Trailer Park Boys fan. I know Trailer Park Boys. I gotta watch it because it's fucking hilarious from the clips I've seen. Yeah, I think Randy's the dude that kind of looks like Danny McBride. Is he not? Is he not the dude that looks like Danny McBride? He's doing a show here on Monday. I have a VIP meet and greet. Let's go, William. Tell him that. Plug the channel. Plug the channel. No, don't plug the channel, please. No, don't. I don't want you to get banned from Trailer Park Boys shows for life. Please don't. We traded De La Rose for Fabry. God damn, what a fleece for St. Louis that is, if you ask me. Montreal drafting a Russian is considered treason in the front office. That actually is a good point, Sporty. That is actually a good point. That very well might be. Oh, was the 2021 Blues? Oh God, Matthew Wood. I do like some good hard wood. I do beat Matthew Wood every day. No, but Matthew Wood. Why did I look up Matthew Wood and it gave me a 50-year-old sound editor? No, but Matthew Wood, 34 points, 35 games. I see him being a pretty decent middle six guy. I like Matthew Wood. Just looking at his stats, he seems like a pretty solid, decent guy. 45 goals in 46 games in the BCHL. Not good. That's not good at all. Being goal per game is not good. No. 6'4", too. That's going to help him for sure. Cheeseburger Sasquatch. W. Ken Hughes probably almost got whacked drafting 2 Slovaks in the first round. Wouldn't surprise me, Sporty. Wouldn't surprise me. His skating is stinky. I'd say he's a project. I would argue that he's probably. I think he turns out to be a decent middle six guy with the stats that it looks like. If he can put those up while not having great skating, if he improves that, I could see him being a pretty decent second liner. I'd say, just hearing that, like, oh, his skating isn't that great. He does seem kind of someone like who could be a Braden Point, not to the level of Braden Point, but like someone like him where he kind of slips because of his skating, and that's it. That's the only reason he falls. And when he's taken, you look at like 7-8 years from now, it's like, yeah, no, that dude should have gone first round, for example. I think if he falls because of the skating, he's gonna end up being another Braden Point, if you ask me. Again, not to the level of production or how far he fell, because Point was Braden Point not like a third round draft pick and fell hard because of his skating? It might not be Braden Point. Yeah, no, third round in 2014. I'm pretty sure he fell because of his skating. Well, he probably falls as well because skating. Funny joke, cheeseburger eating bastard. I can't do a Bubbles voice, but yeah, I get what you mean, William Vale. Yeah, exactly. Yes, Sporty. Exactly. Matt Wood is a lesser Kirby Doc. Exactly, Sporty. Exactly. We think the same. Exactly. Danny, I'm doing pretty good. Hope you're doing well. Leafs are losing in 7. Danny, perfect. That's elite. If the Habs snag someone like Bradley Nadu in the second or third round, that could be interesting. I'm looking this kid up right now. Damn, 45 goals, 113 points in the BCHL. Big shout out, 11 points in 4 playoff games. Jesus. He's from Penticton, which, is it just me or does it just seem like Penticton produces some pretty decent NHLers? I can't think of any off the top of my head. But is it just me or does it genuinely seem like that's the case? Honestly, Lucas, like, even though it is the BCHL and it's not like, not guaranteed results, if we can get him in the second, third round, I like that kid. Just looking at his stats real quick, could be fairly decent. He's probably in the 20s. I could see, yeah, I think I could see that. I think I could see Matthew Wood being in the 20s. Could see him falling to the second round again because of that skating, for example. Salty, exactly. Wouldn't be surprised if Yzerman drafts with Wouldn't be surprised if Yzerman drafts with the Yzerman pick. What do you mean? The BCHL isn't the greatest, but that's where most players go before the NCAA. Kel McCarr was drafted out of the AJHL, which is like the same. Oh, the Islanders pick. Yeah, Salty. It wouldn't surprise me. Yzerman is known to draft those guys that are pretty iffy and then just don't pan out. Phillips and Dana, first of all. But it wouldn't surprise me if that happens. But Lucas, if the BCHL is on the level of the AJHL, obviously that doesn't guarantee anything. But if that's out of the same level, then it seems like it produces a couple decent NHLers. Then pretty decent NHLers they could produce. That was Holland. Well, still, Yzerman didn't develop him properly, if you ask me. And plus, if we're just looking at the Red Wings drafting history of the past 6 years, when did Yzerman get there again? If you can remind me, when did Yzerman get there? Either way. Marco Kasper, I like Marco Kasper. I think he should be a good second, third line guy. I think he's going to be a good second, third liner. Brennan Ali, 7th round hot take. Good fourth line guy. I think he's going to be a good guy. Simon Edvinsson, of course, is probably going to be a good top pair guy. Sebastian Cossa is the big, why the fuck did you pick him, in my opinion? Because if you ask me, if I'm Detroit, you go Jesper Wallstedt over Sebastian Cossa. Cossa, in my opinion, I don't think is going to pan out to the level that Wings fans are expecting. I genuinely, I would have much rather gone for Jesper Wallstedt. Like Cossa in the ECHL, okay, he's not playing terribly. 2.48 and 915. Wallstedt is playing real good in Iowa right now. At 2.68 and a 909 in 36 games. Played it fantastic in the SHL last year after getting drafted with a 1.98 and a 917. Granted, it is the SHL, but still not terrible. Big shout out Logan Mayo, by the way, who was above point per game in the playoffs. Big shout out there. But that is true, Lucas. That is true. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. He has come around the ECHL. He'll be a good fringe type of starter, I think. But he's not going to be to the that. Okay, I know he's going to be a top 10 goalie like he was drafted, like he could potentially become. But yeah, exactly, Lucas. That is genuinely the most Oilers thing ever. When I'm pretty sure they traded out of, was it not 18? Or did they trade? No, I think they traded down to 22. Was that not what happened? Yeah, they literally traded the Minnesota pick. So they literally traded down 2 spots. Which, to be fair, they were probably trading down 2 spots to get that extra pick, potentially in the hope that he would fall. But yeah, they pass on literally Jesper Wallstedt and Fabian Lysell as a result. I think Lysell is going to be an amazing player for the Boston Bruins, by the way. Very good second liner. He's going to be restricted there because obviously David Pastrnak. But Wallstedt, if you ask me again, he's going to be an amazing top 5 goal in the NHL easily, 100%. Yeah, again, just absolutely hilarious. Let's get Xavier Bargot and leave. Wyatt Johnson, Carson Lambos, Logan Mailloux, Olin Zellweger, Josh Doan, Zach Ostapchuk, Francesco Pinelli, and I don't know, Atu Ratsu on the board. Let's leave these guys. JJ Moser, even. Let's leave these guys on the board, and let's pick some guy who might not ever even end up in the NHL. Genuinely, at the Oilers, he has Logan Stankoven too. Exactly, Salty Wings. So let's leave Logan Stankoven. Let's leave a whole bunch of Logans on the board. Let's draft Xavier. Because Xavier's have clearly had a very rich history in the National Hockey League. Xavier Ouellet. I went to the Memorial Cup wanting to see Costa. I wasn't really impressed. William, exactly. For me, I'm not like, I think he's going to be good in the NHL. He'll be good. But he's not going to be up to that full-time like starter that I think the Wings want out of him. And again, when you pass on him for Jesper Wallstedt, or you pass Jesper Wallstedt for Costa, Wallstedt, again, who I think has potential with Levi and Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen and Dustin Wolf to be part of the top 5 goalies for the next decade, yeah, you probably don't want to pass on that unless you're getting one of those top 5 goalies for the next decade. Yaroslav Askarov, I think, has potential for that too if he gets the backup role next year, which I think he probably will. Exactly. Oilers need goalies. Let's draft Bargo. Why not? Reddick Bonk. I think he's Reddick Bonk's son, is he not? Oliver Bonk or Olivier Bonk. I think it's Oliver Bonk. Salty Wings, genuinely, that would be fun getting Oliver Bonk. Watch out for Lombardi. Which one was Lombardi again? It's probably a Red Wings pick, is it not? Yeah. Amadeus. Okay, I hope this guy pans out because his fucking name is Amadeus Lombardi. Now, Salty, if Steve Yzerman does not make Amadeus Lombardi pan out, fire him tomorrow. If this son of a bitch is not playing in the NHL in 3 years, fire him. Amadeus Lombardi. This might be the single greatest hockey name of all time. Yes, even better than Bobby Brink. Probably not better than Arbor Xhekaj, actually. The second best name in hockey. Amadeus Lombardi. Genuinely just beautiful. Amadeus Lombardi. That is, again, maybe one of the greatest names of all time. All right, while we wait for you guys to catch up, I'm going to get into more of the game. Leafs push. There's a break. Good stop as Montembeault had a nice poke check. Another good stop. Gets the pad over. As the puck was nearly poked in on a rebound. Very nice puck control there by Monty. Leafs push. They were really piling on the shot totals. Habs looked for something, but just nothing. There was then a missed elbow and a roughing on the Leafs in the span of 10 seconds. The Toronto Maple Saints are for real. Habs then pushed from the top line. Suzuki and Harvey Pinard tried to connect. Kovacevic joined a rush. Samsonov made the stop with about 3 left. Habs go to the power play shockingly with 2:05 left in the period. Shen gets called for cross-checking Harvey Pinard. Finally, something's called on Leafs. Habs stuck on the power play, though. Leafs with some easy clears, and Habs can't get much. We are 0 for 2 on the power play. Shots are 34-14 for the Leafs with a 4-1 lead after 40 minutes of play as well. I remember Reddick Bonk playing here for the PEI Senators. Let's go, William. Hell yeah. Zarbian Obermeyer over. Absolutely. Brindley could be Cook. Cool. Brindley could be Cook. God, I love that. Brindley could be Cook. No, but yeah, Brindley I think should be fairly solid. I think he'll be a decent enough player. Big shout out, by the way, for Carolina offer sheeting Jesperi Kotkaniemi, letting us grab Christian Dvorak. Let's go, baby. Christian Dvorak, and also allowing us to get who? But Philip Bystead. No. I was trying to find because I was looking at the trade and I was kind of mind fucked. I was like, wait. So Dvorak got us the first, and then we and I was like, wait, no. We haven't traded Dvorak yet. That was the trade because San Jose took the picks, or the Arizona took the picks that we gave them, which was the first and the second, flipped it to San Jose with 2 second rounders to move up and grab Connor Geekie. So sure, the Canadiens could have moved up to number 11, but then again, keep in mind, we wouldn't have Lane Hudson. And I'd much rather have Lane Hudson over Connor Geekie because Geekie would be restricted to like the third line with Suzuki and Doc as number 1 and 2. At least if you ask me. Also, big shout out Cam Lund who is another center that the Sharks took, along with Matthias Havlad, who is a defenseman, and I hope he pans out because his name is Havlad, and Havlads have a very rich history within the National Hockey League. That is true, Lucas. We did almost trade the first overall pick. However, Mark Bergevin, being the smartest motherfucker on planet Earth at the time, conditional with Carolina's pick. That pick for Dvorak. Havlad's an offensive defenseman. Well, you know what? Nick Havlad was, I believe, a defensive defenseman. So Nick Havlad, Havlad's son, I'm assuming it is, being an offensive defenseman, he'll pan out. You heard it here first. Connor Geeky won't pan out in the NHL. I don't know about that, Lucas. I think he'll be at least half decent. I think he'll be a fringe NHLer at the very least. But you know what? We'll see if he doesn't pan out. And according to Randy, you have the 1% vote, which is really bad. His brother's a goalie too. Hey, let's go, Salty. Hell yeah. Let's go, my guy. His brother's a goaltender. Honestly, Havlat being a goaltender, that's really weird. I have a picture of me and Pavel Dimitri when he played here. William, that is sick, man. I don't know if you're in the Discord, but like that would be sick. I'd love for you to share that with me, man, if you could. That would absolutely be insane. I'd love to see you. I'd love to see that picture of you with Pavel Dimitra. Thank you very much. That's pretty cool. That's genuinely really solid. Habs early get a couple looks there, trying to get some momentum, but they'll go to the power play. O'Reilly's called for a high stick. Habs couldn't get much. There was a couple of decent passes in the final minute of that power play, but no shots. We are 0 for 3 on the power play tonight. Surprisingly, we're not the last time we go to the power play tonight. Leafs go the other way, some bounces and deflections. Montembeault making some real big saves. We were not showing up to back him. Genuinely, I think if we backed him up tonight, this game could have been maybe 7-3, maybe 5-4 if we were lucky. If we had showed up, we could have gotten some offense. But just like that, Leafs go to the power play. Hartnett called for a trip on Simmons, and they'll score. Tavares, second of the night, makes it 5-1 Leafs as O'Reilly ran Montembeault. St. Louis challenges, but the goal is upheld because why wouldn't it be? Jack, how's it going, man? Thank you for coming by. Habs are 2 for 4 on the PK. Leafs are on the power play again because of the unsuccessful challenge. Obviously, a delay of game is the call. Leafs try to push for a 6-1 lead. Game was kind of boring. Leafs got momentum, but we are 3 for 5 on the PK. Edmondson then loses his temper. He cross-checks Bunting from behind. Thank you, Joel Edmondson. You are my hero tonight. And everyone gets involved. Edmondson kind of gets tackled down by Simmons. They go off, and somehow the Habs end up with a power play as a result. Edmondson's called. The Montreal player pushed the Toronto player into the goal. Exactly, Lucas. It's like when I looked at the replay, admittedly, I looked at first and I saw what I thought was, I think it was Matheson was it Matheson in front? I forget who it was. I thought I saw like the skate. I saw a replay. He skates kind of right through. O'Reilly loses his own balance, basically. And that's, I mean, like, granted, that goal at this point really doesn't matter because at that point, again, it's 5-1. St. Louis trying to just challenge, basically just to try and give the boys a half chance. Jack, how do you resign guys in the GM League? Basically, you just either open a ticket in the tickets channel or you can DM me. DMs are usually easier. Just DM me the player and how much you want to offer him to resign. And usually I get back to you. There's a 3-strike system, so if you don't resign him in 3 times, if he's a pending UFA, he hits UFA status. If he's an RFA, you maintain his rights because you technically already gave him an offer. And that, to me in the league, that qualifies as a qualifying offer. So basically say you DM me, I give you a system of like close, way more out of the ballpark, and you're within a certain amount of money off of what he wants. Once you DM me or open the ticket or whatever and send your re-signings and you let me know who you want to re-sign or whatever, and I send the thing, it'll be a lot easier that way. Jack, are you Zarbian 2.0? No, he's not, Lucas. He's not a you know what. No problem, Jack. No problem. Again, any questions you got, feel free to DM me, my guy. Thank you very much. So Edmondson is called for the cross-check. Simmons goes for roughing. Bunting is called for unsportsmanlike conduct, which is the greatest thing ever. And according to what I saw on NHL.com, also Marner apparently got a minor in there. I don't know if that was legit or if that was just an error, but it said Marner got a minor penalty. Canadians look like shit on the power play. They could barely get set up, so we are 0 for 1 on the power play. Then it's 6-1 Maple Leafs. Matthews scores off a sloppy turnover. The puck just kind of goes off Evans in a really awkward skating bounce in the skate. Pezzetta gives Matthews the softest slash ever. Wouldn't have drawn a penalty, but still gives him the slash, and it's incredibly soft. Great shot on Montembeault, who just does not have much time to react. And it's 6-1 Leafs, like I said. Leafs then go to the power play again. Suzuki's called for interference on Kemp. Leafs pressure. They look for leading goals. They wanted some tips. Montembeault tried to make some saves. We are 4 for 6 on the PK. And it's 7-1 after the power play ends. Mere seconds. Bunting tips a Matthews shot home. That's a touchdown for Toronto. This has been a pathetic effort. Bunting, bruh. Exactly, Salty. Leafs were walking all over the stage. They pushed for an 8-1 lead. They would not get that. That Suzuki interference on Kemp was incredibly fucking weak. Yes, it was, Lucas. Yes, it was. Oh, also, I forgot to point out in the first period, Kemp tried a Zegras shot. He went for the the Michigan move. Did not get it off the ground all that much, and a Habs player was actually there to defend. One of the few times we were actually smart defensively, surprisingly. But David Kemp did try the Michigan. He would not succeed with it, unfortunately, because that would have given us something to fucking, like, oh, there was a Michigan tonight. That's fun. Sorry, boys, just a second. All right, guys, we're back. Sorry. All right, so yeah, again, Lucas. Yeah, that Suzuki interference was definitely weak. Like I said, there was an attempted Michigan by Kemp in the first period that didn't connect. Then we got a goalie change for some reason. Jet Alexander comes in with a minute left. I was not sure how this was allowed, and I know, like, oh, you see backups come in for injuries, but there's no injury on the play. Ilya Samsonov is not hurt. The Flyers were not allowed to do this like 6 years ago when they had an emergency backup. There was like 13 seconds left in the game. The referees would not allow that emergency backup to go in net, but Jet Alexander is. Yeah, that's weird. Habs lose. They get no shots in the final minute and a half. Would have been nice to see a score. 1 goal and 1 shot on Jet Alexander. Would have been really fun. Terrible effort. There was next to nothing aside from Montembeault working his ass off with 40 saves. It's because he was on contract and was a backup, not just somebody. Really, Lucas? I didn't know that, actually. I did not know that was the case. Like, I know, like, obviously, like, with regular backups, you can put them in when, like, obviously, like, oh, okay, this guy's not doing good, put him in or whatever, there's an injury or whatever. I didn't realize that because he was technically on contract and as the backup. But wait, but technically, don't emergency backups all have to be under contracts, regardless if it's 1 day or whatever? Because, like, Philly had that as well, I'm pretty sure, where they had an emergency backup. They have to sign a 1-day contract anyways and play as the backup. They tried to put him in with 13 seconds left in the game. So, like that, I don't get. That's weird. That's a bit weird. So, like, was he drafted by them? Was he, like, a pick? Was he, like, a full-out, like, was he in their minor league system? Like, how were they allowed to, how were they allowed to play Jet Alexander, though? Because, like, that I don't get. They have to be on the bench. I'm pretty sure the Flyers goalie was on the bench as well. Flyers not allowed e-bug, something like that. The NHL doesn't have an e-bug problem, no. Where is it? It's a video. Flyers not allowed e-bug. No. Philadelphia Flyers e-bug not allowed to play. There it is. Is that it? The NHL. Yeah, fans boo refs. Yeah, this was in 2017. Fans boo refs for. Yeah, he was on the bench. Emergency backup. Yeah, I don't know exactly. Exactly. He was the emergency backup. He's on the roster and he's eligible to play. It was when Eric Samborski was the backup. They had a bunch of injured goalies. It was a tryout contract. Are tryouts and emergency backup goalie contracts not the exact same thing, basically? How was Scott Foster allowed to come in then, though? Because he didn't have a contract. They had a bunch of injured goalies, so they signed some random dude earlier today and had him to be the backup. But wasn't that the case with Philly too, though? When they had that emergency goalie again, Eric Samborski, was that technically not the case either? When he got when he tried to get put into the net, like, I don't know. It's like that's weird. I don't know. It's again that's just kind of that's a little bit interesting. Jose Alvarez. Big shout out to Jose Alvarez. Let's go. PTO Scott Foster was an emergency backup. This dude was just a backup. But like the Eriksson Borski, if he's just a backup, he should be allowed to get in though because he has a contract then, even if it's a PTO or whatever. Because like this took place, this was literally April Fool's Day of 2017. So like it was a week ago, like 6 years ago or whatever, 7 years ago or whatever. So like I just again it's weird. Regardless, 24 seconds left. I think he should have been allowed. I think it's literally who cares. I think it should have been fine. If it's fine, like Hiram and Scott Foster and all these guys, it should have been allowed for the Flyers. I think it's just again it's weird. Yeah. So the Habs lose again. Terrible effort. Final shots were 47-21 for the Maple Leafs. Final score 7-1 for the Maple Leafs again. God, we've got 2 more games after this, boyos. The Philly dude probably didn't have a contract. He was probably only on the bench because one of the Philly goalies got hurt, but he can only be put in the game if the other goalie goes down too. That kind of sucks then. Okay, no, that's Jose Alvarez. I'm looking up on oh god, okay. I'm looking on Wikipedia. The biography literally just has him as like serving as emergency backup for the Blackhawks, and that time it was disallowed because the primary goalie was not injured. I'm trying to look up a reference. Right here. Emergency goalie Eric Szymborski, Flyers practice rink employee Eric Szymborski. Bloomsburg native was informed he would be needed as the emergency backup. Emergency goalie, 2 goalies before the game, 2 hours before the game with starter Steve Mason ill. Stolar served as the backup to Michael Neuwirth. Szymborski was on the 3rd man up. During the first period, Neuwirth collapsed on the ice and had to be taken to the hospital. He was watching in the press box at the time as the just-in-case goalie. The equipment was in the trunk of his car. Okay. Stolarz finished out the majority of the game. With 24 seconds left, Flyers coach Dave Haxtell tried to get him in the first action. But just I don't get that. I genuinely don't like that they didn't allow him in. I feel like if this guy is allowed in because he's on a tryout contract, that Eric Szymborski should have been allowed as well. If anything, he should have been more likely to be allowed because the goddamn Flyers again were up 3-0. Even if he allowed a goal, that sucks. But like 24 seconds left. It's not like there's a minute and a half left and you're putting this guy in simply because we're up by 6. Let's put him in because, why not? Like he's never gonna get NHL action again. Like that's funny. Like the thing about these emergency backups are usually feel good stories because it's like, the game's like 3-1, it's like 4-2 or whatever. There's like 20 seconds left, put him in. David Ayers and Scott Foster are the exceptions. Scott Foster, of course, being the better of the two because he did not allow a goal. David Ayers did. He's a bum, but. Usually they're with 20 seconds left and it's a half decent close game. Again, 4-2, 3-0 usually. Not fucking a minute and a half left and you're up by 6. Like, that's just fucking unclassy by the Leafs, if you ask me. And it's another reason to dislike them. I don't know. I think it's fucking stupid. If they really want to enforce that, they just fucking find the team instead of our... Exactly, Lucas, exactly. If they want to enforce that, like... Teams will gladly take the $20,000 ban or whatever it is. They'll take the ban, like instead of just like you said, outright banning it or not allowing emergency backups, for example. Just have a fine. Teams will gladly take that fine to get some guy 20 seconds or a minute of an NHL ice time. That $20,000 to the teams is worth it, and in my opinion, I think it is too. It's just it's weird. It's weird how some of these backup goalies. Our emergency backups are allowed to come in. Others only have to go in. Yeah. So everyone, the question, what's the deal with entry-level deals? So, Jack, I believe league minimum is $550,000 or $525,000. It's around there. And the max for an ELC is $900,000 right now. And you can offer 3 years if they're under 24. If they're 24 and older, they can only be offered a 2-year. And if somehow they're 26, 27, it's exclusively a 1-year ELC. No, it's not. Sorry, it is a 2-year ELC. There's no such thing as a 1-year ELC, I don't think. Exactly, Lucas. That 20 seconds is enough to change their life. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. Is like that 20 seconds could mean so much to them. And it's like, you're going to fucking rob him at technically Stolarz is not hurt. Like, fucking just take a thumbtack and prick him. Like, at that point, like, Stolarz would easily take that, I'm sure. Or, I don't know, just fucking punch him in the face or something. Just have him go to fan, punch me, please, I won't sue you. Or something like that. Hey, Harry's got home from the game. Horrible beliefs, classless. Can't believe up 6-1. Did they play their number one power play unit in our tap? I genuinely didn't give a shit. Oh, yeah, they did, yeah, because when Bunting scored, yeah, the first unit was out there, yeah. I mean, like, I get that. Like, for me, tap, like, for me, I don't care. If the Canadians are up 6-1, I would want them to play the first unit because, like, cool, we get more goals. Like, obviously, it's not really the classiest thing to do. But for me, fucking play the guys how you're going to play them. If you're going to play your power play unit, like, sure, okay, you can play the second unit if you're up by 5 or whatever. But for me, I'd play my first unit if I were up 6-1 still. I would do that. So, yeah, exactly, Lucas. The NHL used to be the no happy league. I feel like they've become a little bit more lenient again with these emergency backups coming in and the weird NHL series that was started. I feel like they have gotten a little bit better at helping fans get into the game and being a bit more lenient on, like, okay, you can have a little bit of fun there. The Carolina Hurricanes sellies, which are fucking stupid. They've been a little bit more lenient, like I said. So, yeah, guys, I'm going to get into the stats and the final closing of the game or the broadcast. If you guys have any last-minute comments or questions, put them in the chat, please, if you will. Nick Suzuki leads the Canadiens, 24 goals, 39 assists, 63 points. Kirby Dach, who's unfortunately out the rest of the year, 14 goals, 25 assists, 39 points. Was low-key hoping. Dude, that'd be genuinely hilarious. I was hoping that too, Lucas. Yeah, I was hoping Alexander was going to replace Samsonov when he got hurt, so we would come back too. Like, here's the funny thing. We all know if Samsonov could not go for the third or when he got hurt, jamming his knee or whatever happened, when that happened, and Alexander was tempted, like, oh, he might go in net. Maybe he does. I knew, like, okay, we're down 4-1. We have, like, half the game to come back. We will do this. If he goes in, we can absolutely come back on this guy. This dude is an ECHL level goalie at best. We can do this. Exactly. Lucas, yeah. Jet Alexander found dead in home after letting in 10 goals on 10 shots. Killed after Leafs fans drowned him in their own tears. Lucas, exactly. Their own tears and sorrow and pity. Their own self-pity, which is always the worst kind of pity. Simmons need a little... Yes, he did inner tap, dude. Pizzetta cannot fucking fight. I don't care who you are. If you're a random dumb ketchup bottle, if you're... Shots fired, by the way. If you're mentally challenged, I don't care if you're fully well-brained and typically a smart person, you cannot say that Michael Pizzetta is the best fighter on the Canadiens. Again, when Arbor Jacka exists, when Kirby Dach, who had one fight this year, is better. Dude, Lucas, me too, man. I was cheering for Simmons. As soon as I heard, oh, we've got a fight, I knew, oh God, what did Pizzetta do? I immediately knew, God damn it, why is Pizzetta fighting? And I saw Simmons, I was like, literally, I think I said out loud, good job, Pizzetta, you're getting fucked up. And that's exactly what happened. Pizzetta is genuinely the one Montreal Canadian player I will consistently root against. When he has nice moments like the fucking Selly in the shootout or whatever, yeah, I'll be happy for him. But I'm going to root against him whenever I can. Because Michael Pizzetta does not deserve to be in the NHL. Seriously, he's one of like 4 players that are in the National Hockey League that don't deserve to be there. That should not be there. And the only reason he is there is because we're down like 14 men. Seriously. Like, that's the only reason. But Kirby Dach, who's out for the rest of the year, 14 goals, 25 assists, 39 points. Goal, Cole Caulfield, who is also unfortunately out for the rest of the year, 26 goals, sorry. Just in some signings, hopefully. Hey, Jack, I will actually... Hey, NZ, thank you for coming by, man. Much appreciated. Jack, I will actually look right now. I keep forgetting your Big Mac, actually. That's perfect, Big Mac. That's actually genuinely perfect. I'll get to those after stream. Maybe not after stream. It might be a day or two because I want to get a bit of growth done in game so I can accurately get the the overalls proper. But yeah, no, that's perfect to me. That's the exact right way to do it. Perfect. Pizzetta is just fighting out of his weight category, becoming question his heart. Yeah, no, Intertap, you definitely can't question his heart. You can't question his ability, though. You can absolutely question the ability. Absolutely, man. Exactly, Jack. Exactly, Lucas. Michael Pizzetta, Liam O'Brien, Sidney Crosby, Alex Ovechkin. Those are the guys that just don't deserve to be in the NHL. They've not proven themselves at all. They haven't done anything in the NHL. They're a bunch of bums. Fun fact, that's the only time you'll ever hear Michael Pezzetta compared to Sidney Crosby and Alex fucking Ovechkin, the best two-way forward of our generation, and Sidney Crosby. Also, or Liam O'Brien. What is Liam O'Brien doing now, actually? I want to look that up. But yeah, your tap again. Like I will not question his heart. Why is Liam O'Brien apparently is a voice actor? Never mind, there he is. But yeah, no, like I definitely can't question his heart. I can definitely question his ability. I will consistently question his ability and wonder. You've been fighting for what 20 years of your life. You've been fighting pretty much since you got into hockey. How the fuck are you not? How the fuck are you not good at fighting? Like seriously. Crosby, fourth line AHL enforcer at best. Hey, no, Lucas, come on. Don't disrespect the AHL like that. He's an ECHL guy. Exactly. Disrespect the city of Philadelphia. Lucas, definitely. And you know what, Lucas? You just got pinned comment of the night, my brother. You just got pinned comment of the night. Let's go. Mike Hoffman, 14 goals, 20 assists, 34 points. Josh Anderson, who's unfortunately out for the rest of the year, has 21 goals, 11 assists, 32 points. Mike Matheson, 7 goals, 25 assists, 32 points. Jonathan Drouin, 2 goals, 27 assists, 29 points. Christian Dvorak, 10 goals, 18 assists, 28 points. He's unfortunately out for the rest of the year. Raphael Heaven Pinard, my second ever pinned comment. I'm goated. Yes, you are, Lucas. Harvey Pinard with 14 goals, 6 assists, 20 points. Lucas, please don't bust. David Savard, 3 goals, 17 assists, 20 points. Evgeny Dadonov when he was a Montreal Canadian, and Caden Gooley, who's unfortunately out for the rest of the year. Both have 4 goals, 14 assists, 18 points. Sean Monahab, who's unfortunately out for the rest of the year, 6 goals, 11 assists, 17 points. Jordan Harris, who's out for the rest of the year, 4 goals, 13 assists, 17 points. Jake Evans, 2 goals, 15 assists, 17 points. Jesse Ullinen, 6 goals, 10 assists, 16 points. Brendan Gallagher, 8 goals, 6 assists, 14 points. Yoel Armia, 7 goals, 7 assists, 14 points. Alex Belzey was out for basically the rest of the year, 6 goals, 8 assists, 14 points. Justin Barron, 3 goals, 11 assists, 14 points. He's out for basically the rest of the year. Total no-show for the Habs tonight, but at least we were back to fifth for that. Exactly, Owner Tab, exactly. Like, admittedly, I am pissed about the result. It sucks that we didn't work as hard as we probably should have and could have, but yeah. Extend Pezzetta for 18 years, ex Ilya Kovalchuk contract for Ilya Kovalchuk contract for Michael Pezzetta. Lucas, I couldn't agree more with you, my guy. I couldn't agree more. But you know what's happy? Yeah, no, again, I'm pissed at the result, but I'm happy for the draft lottery. And again, even when the Leafs win, they lose because they're just making the Habs even better. W. Oh God, where am I? Johnathan Kovacevic, 2 goals, 12 assists, 14 points. Michael Pezzetta, 6 goals, 7 assists, 13 points. Arbor Jacka is out for the rest of the year, 5 goals, 8 assists, 13 points. Rem Pitlick, 5 goals, 7 assists, 12 points. Joel Edmondson, 2 goals, 7 assists, 12 points. Sorry. Joseph Kofsky, who's out for the rest of the year, 4 goals, 6 assists, 10 points. Dennis Gurianov, 5 goals, 3 assists, 8 points. Chris Tierney during his time as a Montreal Canadian, also the same with Gurianov, by the way. 1 goal, 5 assists, 6 points. Chris Weidman, 6 assists. Anthony Richard, 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points. Mike Milbury over Kent Hughes. Lucas, I would happen to agree with you. I mean, to be fair, which one of these GMs was around for like a decade with their team? Think about it. Slafkovsky. Lucas, I feel like it's basically confirmed that Slafkovsky's not coming back, at least for the Canadiens. I think with like 1 or 2 games left in the Laval season, he might come back. Slafkovsky injury. News. I'm trying to find like recently. Yeah, Slafkovsky went back to high school. We know about that from 3 weeks ago. I know there's something East injury notes for Slafkovsky from 5 days ago. Pro Hockey Rumors I know probably isn't legitimate, but okay, so no, Eric Ingles. Yeah, Eric Ingles did say that he's out for the rest of the year. He is so he tweeted that out that Eric Ingles did tweet out on the third. Slafkovsky has been ruled out for the rest of the year. I'm assuming it was more so based off of the yeah. That is true. Which one of these GMs did draft Rick DiPietro first overall? Exactly. Oh, Slafkovsky's a bust. He only has 10 points on the year. Come on, like fucking. There's gonna be one person out there that's actually saying that. Just come on. There's one person out there that's just like, you know what, Slafkovsky is genuinely a bust. And it's like really, come on, no. It's just I think it's weird. I think it's really really weird. But yeah. All right. There's more than one person. Oh yeah, there's more than one person. There's like fucking 1,400 retarded people that would say that. But Anthony Richard, 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points. Sean Farrell with a goal. By the way, Lucas, what's happening with Sean Farrell? Where's he been? Why was he not in the lineup the last like 2 games? Was he sent down to Laval? Jake Allen, who's currently injured basically for the rest of the year, and Corey Shenneman with an assist. Arby Jack has 9 fights. Michael Pizzetta has 8. I always laugh when people call rookies bust. Just look at Joe. Exactly, Lucas. Look at Joe Thornton's rookie season. Genuinely, if he had that today, people would be calling him a bust. People don't realize that sometimes players take a while to develop. Like, you might have a rookie with, Slavkovsky, 10 to 18 points a year for whatever. He's just a healthy scratch? No. What? Like, I mean, like, to be fair, I understand this game, a healthy scratch, because, like, oh, yeah, 7-1, probably wouldn't want him in there for, like, that. But, like, last game, what was the reason to make him a healthy scratch? Like, fucking, like, Chris Tierney, wasn't he a healthy scratch the last 2 games, too? Like, why? NHL fans want a rookie stuffed on a 4th line is exactly Lucas. Look at Marty St. Louis when he was in Calgary. Marty St. Louis, he wasn't producing. St. Louis had, what, like, 10 points in his rookie year, something like that? No, I don't want Marty St. Louis on coaching Team Canada. I genuinely want his stats. Yeah, 13 games, 2 points. Next year, his real rookie year, 56 games, 18 points. Slavkovsky was on pace to technically have a better rookie year than Marty St. Louis, if you will. Then 2000-2001, 40 points. Next year, 35 and 53. 2002-2003, it takes Marty St. Louis technically 5 years in the NHL. And keep in mind, this is him being like 25, 26 already. 70 points, 94, 61, 102, 83, 80, 94, 99, 74, 60, 61. Well, technically 69 across Tampa and the Rangers, don't laugh. 52. This is a guy who retired basically a decade ago. He retired at like 35 years old. He could have played 3 more seasons if he wanted to. This is a dude who had 52 points in 74 games. And again, could have kept playing. This is a dude who won 2 Art Ross trophies, a plus-minus award, 3 Lady Bings, a Lester B. Pearson, and a Hart Award. This is genuinely a dude who is one of, if not the greatest undrafted player of all time. Juraj Slavkovsky was drafted 1st overall. He's being given the Marty St. Louis treatment of kind of learn to play that bottom 6 role and you'll get the offensive time eventually. It'll come. Don't worry, kid, basically. That's what's going on with Juraj Slavkovsky. And it wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if in 2 to 3 years from now, Slavkovsky bursts with a 60, 70 point season like Marty St. Louis. It wouldn't surprise me. But when he's 20, 21, maybe 22, takes him a little bit, but say 2021, wouldn't surprise me if Marty St. Louis has Slavkovsky developed to the point where it's like, all right, top 6 minutes, boom, offensive burst. Yeah, Lucas, I would hope that next year we give Slavkovsky a bit more opportunity. Granted, he was starting to play on the second unit power play and was getting a bit of middle 6 minutes rather than, bottom 6 minutes. Like, you get what I mean. Given more ice time, a little bit with second line, but mostly with the third line. I do hope he's given a bit more opportunity, much more opportunity. If not, we better send him down. Lucas, I wouldn't say this is how you ruin a prospect, say 2 years on the bottom 6. Again, you look at Marty St. Louis. His 2 years in Calgary, he was on the bottom 6. Tampa started to get those middle 6 minutes, and then obviously 02-03, that's when he gets that 70-point year. I don't think playing a rookie 2 years in a row on your bottom 6, because keep in mind, Marty St. Louis, again, went undrafted completely. I think by the time he came to the NHL, he was 22, 23, maybe 24. I think he was 24 for his rookie year, something like that. So I don't think, for me, I don't think that playing a rookie in your bottom 6 and gradually giving him more time that he can be trusted with, showing that you trust him gradually, I think that's better than rush him immediately onto the top 6. Now, obviously, Connor Bedard's a guy where you give him those top 6 minutes because he's clearly showed that he needs it, that he can take it. Slavkovsky is a guy that does need a little bit of development, still in my opinion. So for me, I wouldn't say this is how you ruin a prospect necessarily. Again, Marty St. Louis, and you look at your earlier example of Joe Thornton. These are guys that were used in their bottom 6 for their teams and went on to become pretty much superstars. Marty St. Louis, a superstar. Joe Thornton, borderline. These are guys that went on to be great players for their franchises. So for me, I see it more of a thing as I see it more as a give them those opportunities. We know how to develop them. If there's a guy who knows how to develop players, it seems like it's Marty St. Louis. It feels like it would be that. I generally don't give him 8 minutes a game to send him down and give him AHL top lines. But then again, Lucas, like, you're not giving him the best competition. Now, granted, okay, 8 minutes a night, no. But still, you're not wasting him in the AHL. You're giving him NHL time. You're letting him experience what the NHL is like. I do think he gets some AHL time next year. I could see it. And hell, if he was healthy, I think at this stage he would have been sent down to Laval. Potentially, I think so. But for me, like, I would rather keep him, using him in that bottom six, third line, more than likely at this stage, I'd say. Use him in that third line role, give him 13, 14 minutes a night. Actually, at this stage, he probably would be top six because development. But, say, for example, he was still, the lines, nobody got hurt or whatever. Exactly, it'd still be up because of injuries. But say, for example, no one got hurt. He probably would be in that bottom six. I wouldn't have an issue using him third or fourth line, letting him just experience the NHL and get the feel of it or whatever. And if he plays his way into the top six, perfect, cool. That means the development has started to work, But for me, I don't expect an 18-year-old like Slafkovsky to come out of the NHL, unless you're Connor Bedard again. But I don't expect most 18-year-olds to come into the NHL immediately and be like, all right, boom, 40-point score at the very minimum. And I'm sure you don't either. But for me, I do expect more of a all right, it'll take a couple seasons, 2 to 3 at the very least, before he really starts to get this. But I do expect by 21-22, especially for a first overall pick, that you're at least a 60-point scorer. That is what I expect, and I think that's fair, again, out of a first overall pick. Habs don't want to waste a year of Slafkovsky's eligibility, ELC, no coincidence. Well, Tap, like Lucas said, we quote-unquote wasted that first year of his ELC. I'm pretty sure it's wasted after he plays, 12, 13 games on the year in the NHL? Slafkovsky, ELC. Contract, there we go. Cap friendly. Thank you, cap friendly. Yeah, so he has an ELC, which, fun fact, was signed like a week, like 2 weeks after the draft. He's now 19, actually. Big shout out, Slafkovsky. Recently had his birthday, like last week. Hell yeah. I'm trying to find where it shows me like his Oh, that's cool. Hide non-NHL stats. I forgot you can do that. Cool. But yeah, so qualifying offer. No. I want the cap hit percentage. Yes, I know that. It's weird. I can't find like what exactly it is. Yeah, less than 9 games in the slides. Yeah, okay. Thank you, Lucas. Yeah, so because Slafkovsky played 40 games, that first year already does slide. Which is exactly why. I thought it was like 12 or 13. I think I'm confusing it for the COVID year. Oh, God, let me go to the fights, and then we got to work to the outro because my voice is getting destroyed. Arbor Jacka, again, leads with 9 fights. 10 games, but there's something else that has to do with 40 games, which escapes me now. Is that... Oh, I think that might be the first year of... I think that might be the additional year of being an RFA. I think if you don't play more than 40 games, for example, your first year or whatever, you aren't considered... Like, you get an extra year of that player being an RFA. Would that be it? Like, he doesn't become a UFA a year earlier, for example. I think that's that might be the confusion. But Arbor Jacka leads the Canadiens in 9 fights. The Canadiens with 9 fights. Michael Pezzetta has 8. Caden Gooley and Jake Evans each with 2. Kirby Doc, Josh Anderson, Mike Matheson, Brendan Gallagher, Alex Belzile, Johnathan Kovacevic, and Chris Weidman each with a single fight as well. I believe you're correct. Thank you, Intertap. Appreciate it. Glad that I could help you out there, my good friend. Whew, that is going to do it. Oh, my God. That is going to do it for today's stream, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, favorite channel foods, but it's not limited to YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, everything else. My name is Faris and Pup Club. So we have Safe Club, some Clubs, we have the Nation, and Squad. Thank you for running comments on streams and reviews is much greatly appreciated. Thank you guys again for watching. Link subscription. All right. When are the Leafs eliminated this year? First round 7 games wins with a whopping 52%. First round 6 games and first round sweep are both with 17%. And then Leafs in 3 wins is last place with 13%. I appreciate all the guys who voted Leafs in 3. Thank you guys. So again, that is going to do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Harris. Again, Ale. Always remember no matter how bad last year or how good we are, or how fairly okay we're like this year. Go Habs, go, baby. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Harris again, and I'm out. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye, guys. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye, guys. Bye. We're going to keep the stream going an additional 17 seconds so we hit the 2-hour mark. Thank you, guys. Hell yeah. Hope to see you guys next stream. Love you guys. See you guys. Love you guys. Bye, guys. Once again, bye, guys. Love you guys. See you guys. Bye, guys. Bye.